in his last start. He did not get the loss in that ball game. It was a game that Northern Colorado was well out in front of, only to watch the Voyagers rally for 6 runs in the bottom of the 9th to steal a game last week. But this club, Tommy Thompson's club, has been playing pretty good baseball. Come in to tonight's contest with a 6-2 record. This is a big game for both teams as Missoula kind of tries to reestablish itself on its home field. We got more coming up for you at the ballpark. Stick around on 102.9 ESPN Radio and GoPaddleHeads.com.
Satisfaction is guaranteed when you choose Missoula Realty. Locally owned and operated, the team at Missoula Realty has over 100 years of combined experience. As the old saying goes, it takes a village. And in this real estate market, it takes a team. See the difference a team can make. Call Missoula Realty today. Missoula Realty has a solution for every single client, from the experienced investor to the first-time homebuyer. But hey, don't take our word for it. Read unfiltered testimonials and reviews from our past clients online at ratedagent.com. Missoula Realty, 406-549-0094.
Want to reduce your carbon footprint and save money? Buy bulk. From coffee to cleaning supplies, the Good Food Store has you covered. We have over 900 items in bulk. With our selection of non-GMO, organic, fair trade, and local items, you're guaranteed to find as much or as little as you need. This is Eddie from the Good Food Store. Come see me in the bulk department. The Good Food Store.
Coulter's got beef.
You can ask me any and everything about what we talk about on the show. Don't ask me about these recruits. Here's the answer to your question. Which recruits are the ones that are the best? Which recruits are the ones that are going to make it for both the Cats and the Grizz in the signing class? Here's your answer. The ones that stick it out. If you stick it out in Bobby Houck or Brent Deegan's programs and you navigate it and you make it to the end, there's a chance you're going to be pretty good. And if you don't, there's not. That's it.
Nuanez now, every weekday at 4 p.m. on ESPN Radio Missoula.
I want to get back to kissing the cheeks of my grandbabies, making Sunday dinner with a house full of family and lots of laughs.
COVID-19 has changed how we live and how we feel. But now, there are vaccines. And they are the very first step that let us get back to what we miss most. It's okay to have questions.
Is it safe?
Should I wait? Now, get the facts. Visit getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision when vaccines are available to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
This is Missoula Paddlehead Baseball on 102.9 ESPN Radio.
Sammy B is just about ready to bring on the Missoula Paddleheads, the starting lineup for the top half of the first inning. So while the starters are introduced, let's go ahead and start to take a look at the starting lineups for this ball game. Touched on the pitching matchup before we went to break. Right-hander Colby Neely opposing Alexander Castro of the Great Falls Voyagers. Let's take a look at the Voyager lineup before the first pitch of this ball game. Manager Tommy Thompson will take a look at how the 6-2 Voyagers will go out there trying to win the first 2 of 3 of this 6-game set. Leading off tonight will be Braden Daniel once again, back out there in center field. Braden Daniel, a fantastic night, swinging the bat a night ago. He had 4 hits, finished 4 for 5 for Great Falls. Daniel in center field. Jake Malik bats second, was not in the lineup last night. Malik bats second and is in left field. Andy Atwood back in the 3-hole at second base with Michael Deeb in the order once again for Tommy Thompson and the Voyagers, but is not out there defensively. I've seen him in the outfield and at first base in this series, but Deeb is cleaning things up, the DH. Batting fifth, got the night off last night. Riley Jefferson, a fantastic game 1 though. Jefferson will bat fifth and is at first base. Eddie Mccabe was in the 7-hole last night, moves up a spot to number 6 tonight. He is the third baseman. Batting seventh will be Derrick Colebush, rookie outfielder who made his professional debut back at Centene Stadium in Game 3 of that stadium. Colbush of Nebraska Wesleyan, he bats seventh and is in right field. Nick Emanuel, who had a great night overall, had 3 hits in the game, including a big swing of the bat in the top of the 9th inning, gave the the Voyagers a little bit of extra support as they led just by one going into the top of the ninth inning, but Emanuel was able to get an RBI single to bring that lead up to 2. So Emanuel back in the order. He bats 8th and once again is doing the catching with Adam Oviedo back in the 9 hole, as he has been the last 2 games. He is the shortstop. Just finished up the starting 9 introductions on the field for the Paddleheads. Great Falls in their black uniforms tonight. Black numbers on the back, green numbers on the front, trimmed in lime green. As Sammy B finishes up the starting lineup for the Paddleheads, let's go and see what Missoula's got cooking for a thirsty Thursday. Missoula rocking the tie-dye uniforms tonight. Leading things off will be Kevin Watley. He's been up there in that top spot the last couple of games. Watley at shortstop with Lamar Sparks. Also back in the lineup in the 2 hole in center field, Cam Thompson, third base, batting 3rd with Jason Newman, batting 4th at first base. Nick Gatewood in the 5 spot. He actually gets his first start defensively tonight. He's been in the game as a designated hitter for the Paddleheads each of their first 8 games of the season, but Gatewood bats 5th and is doing the catching tonight. Keaton Greenwald bats 6th. He's in right field with Jared Akins getting his 3rd consecutive start, batting 7th. He's the left fielder. Henderson Perez bats 8th. He is the designated hitter. And welcome to professional baseball. A newly acquired player today from the Missoula Paddleheads. Touched on a few injuries Missoula had last week to Anders Green and McLean O'Connor. So Missoula making a few new acquisitions on the infield. We saw a rookie in Hannah last night, the last 2 nights getting the start, but tonight, batting 9th, making his professional debut out of Cal State Northridge, it's Brandon Boning, a native of Simi Valley, California. That's in Southern California. Just finished up his collegiate career at CSU Northridge. So, see what Boning's got here at the professional level. Welcome to Zootown. Got a chance to meet him before the game in the clubhouse. Seemed to be amped up, ready to go, and we'll see what he's got. On the hill tonight for the Missoula Paddleheads will be Colby Neely, right-hander, formerly of the Dodgers system. He will pitch to Braden Daniel to get this ball game started on a Thursday night here in Missoula. First pitch on the way, a fastball poured in for strike 1. And we're underway here in Missoula. Great night for baseball, a couple minutes early tonight. 7:13 first pitch. Mostly clear skies here in Missoula. The 0-1 pitch on the way is outside. Little bit of a breeze coming in, blowing in out of the north. So a little bit more of a pitcher's yard as it was last night as well. And I touched on the ball that Jason Newman hit into center field in the open. Dead center field, bottom of the 8th inning. I think in different conditions, he probably would have got that ball out of here. But with it being a cool night, with the wind blowing in a bit, Braden Daniel, the man in the box, was able to track it down. 1-1 pitch on the way from Neely is taken low and inside. That one breaking low and in to the left-handed batting Daniel, a switch hitter, hitting from the left side in this at-bat against the right-hander Neely. So we'll see how Neely adjusts to facing this Voyager lineup again. The 2-1 is taken for a strike on the outer half. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Now, oftentimes, a pitcher will get a certain relationship with a catcher, and they kind of are joined at the hip, so to speak. The 2-2 pitch on the way to Braden Daniel, swing and a miss. Got him with a breaking ball on the outside corner. That's a good way for Neely to get this outing started, and a good way for the Paddleheads to get out the gates. 1 down in the top of the first inning. Now stepping in will be Jake Malik. Another game featuring Northern Division teams, Glacier Range Riders and the Billings Mustangs, saw Glacier get shut out last night by Billings. After they got swept here in Missoula, they've won 3 games in a row. First pitch to Jake Malik just misses the outside corner for ball 1. Glacier also got off to a great start. Their record now at 5-2 after that loss last night. The 1-0 pitch on the way is swung on and missed. Pitch on the inside. Knew it was a strike right away, but I wasn't sure at first if Malik had tipped it into the glove of Gatewood or not. Speaking on Gatewood catching, did catch a number of games last year. 1-1 pitches outside. Paddleheads saw a number of people behind the plate. Dean Navarez was the catcher for the majority of the year, but Dean kind of came and left. He was signed by the Cubs organization at one point as well. The 2-1 pitch is grounded foul, right side, 2-ball, 2-strike count. Where Navarez started the season here in Missoula, then got an opportunity in single-A ball with the Cubs. Didn't work out there, so he came back to Missoula for about the last 6 weeks or so of the season. Initially thought Navarez would be back here this year as well. The 2-2 to Malik on the way is hit pretty well, straight away right field. Looking up is Greenwald. This ball is gone. Jake Malik with 1 out, launches one to right, and just like last night, the Voyagers jump on the board in the top of the first inning, and they have an early lead, 1-0 the score. Sometimes that short porch and right, you'll see a batter get a cheapie, so to speak, kind of just poke one over that wall. There was nothing cheap about that home run from Malik, as the Voyagers have a 1-0 lead. Andy Atwood now into the box. And this sure does seem like a pretty confident Voyager club as well. First pitch from Neely on the way. This one taken for a strike on the outer half. No ball, 1-strike count. But the main thing, if you're Missoula facing this Voyager club, especially in the early innings, the 0-1 pitch on the way, swung on and missed. Was out in front, Atwood that time. Count 0-2 with 1 out. Just try to avoid the big inning. That seems to be the bugaboo, as it was last season, facing this Voyager club as well. 0-2 pitch from Neely coming. Fastball up above the belt. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 out in the inning. Voyagers right out of bed, a 1-0 advantage thanks to the solo homer from Jake Malik. The 1-2 pitch grounded to the left side. Watley, the shortstop, left of second, throws on to first. 2 down in the top of the first inning. Give you the rest of the defense for Missoula. Out in the outfield, Akins in left with Lamar Sparks in center field. Greenwald in right, that's your outfield from left to right. Left side occupied by Thompson at third. Watley at second base with Boning the Rook at second base, Jason Newman, his college teammate at first, and Nick Gatewood is doing the catching. Michael Deeb into the box with 2 outs and nobody on. First pitch to Deeb is a fastball away for ball 1. Again, just try to avoid the big inning opposite this Voyager offense. Got the 1 run in, but that's not going to kill you. 1-0 pitch on the way is fouled back. 1 ball and 1 strike. Paddleheads have proven that they can put up big innings themselves as well, but also easier to not have to dig yourself out of big holes, as they've had to do the last couple of games against Great Falls. 1-1 pitch misses away. 2 balls and a strike the count. And part of that will be trying to set the tone better offensively in the early going. Great Falls once again jumping on the board early, leading 1-0. 2-1 to Michael Deeb. The pitch on the way. Fastball just misses. That pitch on the corner, at least here in the top of the first, just does not seem to be there. There have been a number of pitches in this top half of the first inning that look pretty close to the corner on the outside. not been called strikes. The 3-1 to Deeb. Swung on and missed. Blew a fastball by him and a 3-1 count. Count now full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. We'll touch on some of the other games in action in the Pioneer League as we roll along here on this Thirsty Thursday. The payoff to Deeb. Swung on and lined into center field. Moving over, though, is Sparks. He's all over it in left center, and that will do it for the top half of the first inning. Solo homer from Jake Malik in this inning gives the Voyagers a 1-0 advantage as we head to the home half of the first inning. Paddleheads coming up next on 102.9 ESPN Radio.
Time to celebrate, and what better way to do so than with a night of Broadway hits. Please join the Missoula Symphony Orchestra for our final concert of the season, My Fair Broadway, June 4th and 5th at the Denison Theater. This fun and entertaining concert features 2 fabulous singers from the Broadway stage, Susan Derry and John Reeson, along with local favorite Ariel Nachtigal. You won't want to miss My Fair Broadway. Tickets available at MissoulaSymphony.org.
Presented by Black Tie Broadway and sponsored by the Trimper family and the Good Food Store. At Western Cider, it's all about great cider, good times, and community. As the official cider of the Paddleheads, Western Cider wants to get you to the game. Stop by Western Cider on a home game day, and you could win a free pair of tickets. Bring your Paddleheads enthusiasm to Western Cider on game day. Order a cider and be the first one to tell the bartender, "Go Paddleheads!" And a pair of tickets to that day's game are all yours. Western Cider, 501 North California Street. Open 4 to 8 Monday through Thursday and noon to 8 Friday through Saturday.
The pageantry, the tradition, the competition, the communal aspect. It's what we love about sports. But there's also a stark reality. Sports and money go hand in hand. At Nuanez Now, every other Tuesday, we are proud to present a business angle with Justin Angle, a segment about the overlay of business and sports.
I think as far as products ever created, NFL football is perhaps one of the best products ever created. On par with the iPhones. And its ability to kind of transcend every other competitor in the category. The scarcity of games, the fact that they own Sundays, and then they own that place on the calendar. It's sacred. It's become the religion of sports fans and the religion of the country in many ways.
Tune in every other Tuesday during the 5 o'clock hour to Nuanez Now to hear Justin Angle, a University of Montana business professor, talk with me, Colter Nuanez, about all of the ins and outs of sports and business. A Business Angle is proudly presented by Blackfoot Communications.
ESPN Radio for Western Montana, KKVU HD3 Stevensville, and 102.9 FM on K275BS Missoula. Back to live local play-by-play on 102.9 ESPN Missoula.
Right back into the action here in the bottom half of the first inning. Just getting things started offensively are the Paddleheads as Kevin Watley will get things started for Missoula in this at-bat. It's interesting how they've moved Watley into this leadoff role after the first 3-4 games of the year was in the 9-hole. First pitch to Watley is a called strike. On the outer half, 0-1. Great Falls leads 1-0 after the top half of the first inning. Alexander Castro getting the start tonight. His first time appearing against the Missoula Paddleheads. This is his rookie campaign for Castro. Mentioned a native of Venezuela, not a real big guy on the mound, or Puerto Rico rather, as Watley hits one pretty well. Left field, drifting in though a bit is Malik, and he puts it away just a few paces in front of the warning track. So Watley gave that one a bit of a ride, but that is out number 1 here in the top of the first inning. Castro out of Alabama State University, 6 feet tall in the mound, 180 pounds, making his second start of the season. Overall in college, he made 41 appearances at Alabama State. 7 of those appearances starts, as the first pitch to Lamar Sparks is a strike. Fastball with a little natural sink on it makes the count 0-1. So Sparks in the 2-hole for the second consecutive night, as there's a rocket to short that goes off the glove of Oviedo and into left field. That line drive just kind of tailed away from Oviedo. Again, to reiterate, it was a line drive hit off the bat of Sparks that got away from Oviedo. They've put a hit up on the big board, so I would imagine that that will stand. A very well-struck baseball, even though if you ask Oviedo, I'm sure he'd tell you that he probably should have been able to come up with that. But a base hit for the Paddleheads here in the bottom half of the first inning, trying to answer the runs scored by Great Falls. Batter will now be Cam Thompson with a runner on at first. First pitch to kill a Cam is a ground ball to Atwood at second. Bobbles it a bit, throws to Oviedo for one, on to first, two, a double play. So that one out hit immediately wiped off the board. Saw Atwood bobble it a bit to the right of second, but was able to turn the double play 4-6-3, and that is the end of the first inning. Top two coming up. Great Falls leads by one. We're back after this.
There is a reason customers go back again and again to DeMorris Buick GMC Mercedes, Missoula's most trusted dealership and proud sponsor of Missoula PaddleHeads baseball. DeMorris high-end service shop is unmatched in diagnostics, diesel maintenance, and repair, serving generations of satisfied customers. DeMorris Buick GMC Mercedes is your area Sprinter van headquarters for the Montana outdoor lifestyle. Check out DeMorris.com for new and pre-owned inventory, or stop by 3115 West Broadway. Join Moms Demand Action and community partners this June and show your support for National Gun Violence Prevention Awareness by wearing orange. Why orange? We wear orange to honor Hadiya Pendleton and as a nod to why hunters wear orange in the woods to protect themselves and others. Wear Orange events are created to remember the thousands of lives lost to gun violence and to raise awareness about this public health crisis. Together, we can build a future free from gun violence. Learn more at momsdemandaction.org.
How do you define strength? Is it physical? Or is it mental? Maybe it's both. Maybe it's whatever empowers a person to dig deeper, fight harder, and overcome obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. Discover how much stronger and more confident your children can be. Encourage them to participate in a sport when they go to high school.
This message presented by the Montana High School Association and the Montana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
We now return to Paddlehead Play-by-Play on ESPN Radio.
So one inning complete. The Voyagers out in front, 1-0 the score. One hit for both Missoula and Great Falls in that first inning, but the Voyagers made it count. A solo home run from Jake Malik. Riley Jefferson will lead things off here in this half inning for the Voyagers. 4, 5, 6 hitters coming to the dish in this frame for Great Falls. Jefferson, a great night 2 nights ago in Game 1. First pitch to Jefferson, misses outside. A ball and no strikes the count. It was a 4-2 win for Missoula in Game 1 of this 6-game slate back on Tuesday night. The 1-0 pitch swung on and missed. Jefferson couldn't catch up to that one. Coming into tonight's game, team average for Great Falls overall at .303 in 8 games. Now 58 runs scored as a team and 7 homers. 1-1 pitch is just outside. Makes the count 2 balls and a strike. Neely trying to hit that spot with a changeup on the outer half. 2-1 is the count to Jefferson. Jefferson, Mccabe, and Colbush. 5, 6, 7 coming up as the 2-1 finds the outside. So Neely going away to these Great Falls hitters. Saw him do that often in the last inning as well. The 2-2 pitch. This one grounded to the right of the man, bound off the glove of Neely to the second baseman and throw to first in, not in time. Good effort that time by Boning. Brandon Boning actually didn't get his hands on it. He just flipped it with the glove over to Newman to try to get the out. But Jefferson was able to beat it out. One of those instances where Neely was his own enemy that time, trying to come off the mound to field it. Had the ball go off his glove, and that's why the defense behind him couldn't make a play. Here's Eddie Mccabe with a man on at first. First This one is grounded right side through the right side. Jefferson is going to try to go for third. Here comes the throw from Greenwald, and it's not in time. So Mccabe didn't exactly tear the cover off that ball either, just hit it to the right spot with defense and double play depth through the right side, and just like that, the Voyagers are set up with runners on at the corners and nobody out. So early on, this is going against exactly how I would have thought the Paddleheads would have wanted to start this game. A quick start, get on the board early, set the tone. Instead, you're seeing the Voyagers set the tone. It's the first pitch to Colbush is a called strike on the outside. 0-1 the count. So Great Falls took a 1-0 lead in the top of the first, and they've got another opportunity to do more damage with runners on at the corners here in the second. The 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed by Colbush. Couldn't catch up to that fastball. Mentioned Colbush's numbers in his debut last weekend at Nebraska Wesleyan. He was a all-conference selection this past spring. Very strong numbers. 0-2 pitch, grounded at the plate, foul. Emanuel, the catcher, waits on deck for Great Falls. Both the balls hit off the bat of the Voyagers in this inning have not been hard-hit baseballs at all. The one went off the glove of Neely, and then Mccabe just hit one to the right spot. Got to give him credit. Good situational hitting, knowing the situation. The 0-2 grounded to the shortstop, Watley. He flips to second for one, on to first, two, a double play. However, Jefferson does come in to score on the play, so the score is now 2-0 in favor of Great Falls. So kind of a good news, bad news situation there. As the 6-4-3 double play sees Watley flipped it to Boning, who goes on to Newman. That's got to be kind of fun to be playing with your old collegiate teammate. And I'm sure we might be seeing an audience from Northridge tuning in, check in on some of their old favorites. As the first pitch to Emanuel misses outside for ball one. 1 ball, no strike the count. Boning over 270 average in 50 games this year. 1 ball, no strike pitch on the way to Emanuel. This one ripped foul, right side. A ball and a strike to Emanuel. Returner from last season. Product of North Dakota State University. A number of players on this Voyager roster from up in Fargo at NDSU. People in Missoula may find that out. The 1-1 pitch is hit into left center field. Coming in is Sparks, moving in as well as Akins. It's Akins who makes the catch. On the move and shallow left center field. Nicely tracked down by Akins. Voyagers with 2 runs in the first 2 innings, but the Paddleheads have stayed out of big innings, kind of keeping this one close. Score now 2-0 as we head to the home half of the second inning. You are listening and watching Paddleheads Baseball on GoPaddleheads.com and ESPN Radio Missoula.
He's your dad, and you should probably let him know how much you appreciate everything he's done for you over the years. This Father's Day, remember that special guy with a timeless keepsake from the Rolex Crown store downtown, R.P. Ellis. Spring for a Rolex, or find a perfect memento for the man who deserves the best. R.P. Ellis Fine Jewelry in downtown Missoula is the only jeweler in Missoula certified to display the Rolex Crown for very good reason. Visit R.P. Ellis Fine Jewelry now in the heart of downtown Missoula at 228 North Higgins.
Brooks Nuanez of Skyline Sports has spent years patrolling the sidelines in the Big Sky Conference, and he shares that knowledge on Nuanez Now on ESPN Radio.
I think it's the only thing that people should talk about until it's fixed. I don't think there's any way around it. FCS football, and Colter, you hear me say this more than anyone around. It's a very high level of football. And Montana has a very high level of expectation within that realm of football. It's a very high level Division I institution with amazing football tradition. When you go go look, when you go watch Northern Iowa, you go watch North Dakota State, you go watch South Dakota State or Sam Houston or Montana State, monster, efficient, dominant offensive line. Montana has not had that for the better part of a half decade, if not more. I don't think it's a coaching issue. I don't think it's a scheme issue as much as it is a mentality issue. They've had some guys that play over their heads, but there are plenty of holes within that offensive line that they need to address.
Catch Nuanez now from 4 to 6 every weekday on ESPN Missoula.
Now back to Paddlehead Baseball on 102.9 ESPN Radio Missoula.
Bottom half of the second inning, Jason Newman comes into the box to lead off this frame. 4-5-6 coming up for the Paddleheads, who trail by a pair. 2-0 is the score. Newman, a towering home run in last night's game, had an RBI single as well, a 2-for-5 night. First pitch to Newman is knee-high, strike one with a breaking ball. 0-1 the count. Missoula did see one runner get on a single, but a double play ball wiped that single clean off the board. The 0-1 pitch is high. So both teams have grounded into a twin killing in the early portions of this one. Great Falls, 2 innings in a row, have put a run on the board. Good start for the Voyagers. 1-1 pitch is low for ball 2. 2-1 strike count to Jason Newman. Touched on a few times how he struggling swinging the bat going into last night's game. Sign of maybe turning things around in last night's game. Get the home run ball going, get some confidence rolling. Paddleheads need that production from Newman. The 2-1 pitch. This one grounded left side. Mccabe sees it kick fair to the right of the bag, throws high, and Jefferson was pulled off the bag. Newman is safe, and here comes a Tommy talk. Tommy Thompson coming out to bark at the umpires. That was pretty close. Jefferson almost got that tag down. It was a great effort by Jefferson. The throw for Mccabe took Jefferson up the line towards home plate. After a talk from the umpires, they're going to actually change the ruling and call Newman out. So Newman thought he was going to be called safe on that play at first. Instead now, call is overruled and Newman is out. So the Voyagers catch a break in that spot. Thought that Newman had just reached with a leadoff error, probably how it would have been scored, but instead, they're able to get the first man out as Nick Gatewood swings and misses the first pitch. In this at-bat, chased a changeup, blown away. 0-1 the count. Pitch to Gator. Checks his swing. They'll appeal to first. Gator did go around. So Gatewood quickly behind 0-2. Went into last night's game swinging a hot bat, but took an 0-for-5 last night to Gatewood. 0-2 with one out in a 2-0 game. Pitch on the way, low and outside from Castro. Castro definitely must be feeling a little bit better than he did in his last outing. Only made it through 3 innings against the Owls in his first start last week. Gave up 7 runs as Gatewood runs into this one. Right center field. Going back towards the wall, and this one's caught on the warning track. Colbush able to go back and make the catch. Gatewood got a piece of that one, but not quite enough in a 2-strike count. That will bring Keaton Greenwald into the box with 2 outs. Keaton Greenwald. Couple hit game for Greenwald a night ago, and a double and a single as Greenwald swings at the first pitch, pops it up, foul territory, right side. Jefferson up against the railing. Is going to run out of room. Into about the second or third row on the first base side. 0-1. Fans seem to be having a pretty good kind of early start to the weekend on this Thursday, a thirsty Thursday, as it is every weekend here at Allegiance Field, or every Thursday here at Allegiance Field at Ogren Park. $3 domestic drafts and $4 craft beers. You can also check out a happy hour that takes place before the game every Thursday. as this one is check swung. That one grounded to Atwood at second. He bobbles it for a bit, recovers, throws to first in time to get Greenwald. And that's at 1-2-3, bottom half of the second. Top three coming up. Great Falls, the early lead, 2-0. We roll on after this.
At Opportunity Bank, we've been around for 100 years. We've weathered some storms, seen some changes. And while that's no small feat, we don't measure success in time. We measure it by the success of the families, communities, and businesses we've served. To us, there's no better investment than the people of Montana. Learn more at opportunity100.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
Jelly. Jelly adjective. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt US Kids, and the Ad Council.
High school sports are the lifeblood of our communities. Around the state of Montana, we take great pride in the accomplishments of our young athletes. At Montana's #1 daily sports talk show, Colter Nuanez takes covering the best in prep sports seriously, too. Twice each week, be sure to tune in to Nuanez Now for a special Prep Extra segment featuring the best performances from around Western Montana and the Treasure State. Nuanez Now, where prep sports matter. The Prep Extra is proudly presented by Farmers State Bank, serving Montanans since 1907.
You're listening to Paddlehead Baseball, ESPN Missoula.
Also, take as many schedules as you want. Well, hopefully you are having a good Thursday evening to this point. Jeff Safford here with you as we begin action in the top of the third with the Great Falls Voyagers out on top. This inning begins with the number 9 batter in the order, Adam Oviedo, jumping into the box against Neely. First pitch on the way is low for ball 1. Adam Oviedo has been in this 9-hole for Great Falls in just about every game we've seen the Voyagers thus far. This Oviedo's 7th appearance overall in the season. His 8th game. He's played in 7 games. 1-0 pitch on the way from Neely is fouled off to the right. But Oviedo, 6 hits and 20 at-bats so far. 3 driven in, 5 walks. So a guy that's done a pretty good job getting on base. On base percentage over 400. 300 average, the very early goings of the season. A ball and a strike the count to Oviedo. Neely delivers. This one belt high, called strike. 1-2 now, the count to Oviedo. Voyagers looks like they may be lined up for a big inning back in the second when they had 2 runners on at first and third and nobody out. 1-2 the count to Oviedo. Neely delivers. This one grounded slowly foul. Over by Ryan Whithorn. Standing on the first step in the Paddleheads dugout. Whithorn officially back to his coaching duties with the signing of Brandon Boning. He was on the roster technically for a couple of days due to Paddleheads being shorthanded. The 1-2 check swing. Did go around, did Oviedo. Gatewood throws to first, completes the strikeout for out number 1. So the leadoff man kept off the bases in front of the top of the order. That's always a big thing to try to do when you're in a situation like that, facing the number 9 hitter to lead off an inning ahead of the top of the order. Try to give yourself a little bit of a leg up, facing now the best that the Voyagers have to offer offensively as Braden Daniel steps in for the second time. First pitch to Daniel is hit pretty well. Right center field. Greenwald drifting back in front of the warning track has time to track this one down for the second out. Pretty well struck by Daniel, but he was taking on the deepest part of the yard in right center field. Almost parallel to that 409 sign by the Shields and Ace signs out in left center, right center rather, the other left. As Jake Malik, left-handed batting Malik, will now step in with the bases empty and 2 outs. Malik stepped in a similar situation to this in the first inning. Nobody on base. First pitch to Malik, belt high, strike. on the outer half, 0-1. We're starting to pick up the strategy for Neely on the mound. He seems to just be trying to pound the outside part of the plate, staying away from these Voyagers hitters. The 0-1 is a line drive into right field. Greenwald has to play it on a hop. Base hit for Malik. So Malik's got 2 legs of the cycle already in his first 2 at-bats, and we're here in the top of the 3rd. Malik now a homer and a single. So now needs a double and a triple. Keeps the inning alive, does Malik, as Andy Atwood will now jump into the box with a man on at first. Atwood 0 for 1 in the contest. First pitch to Atwood is swung on and hit out into right center field. Pretty well hit. Greenwald on the move, is going to reach up and make the catch. Maybe on the warning track. Drifting more towards dead center field, still a bit shifted towards right center. For Greenwald, busy in that inning. This inning ends with 1 runner stranded and no runs on the board. We're headed to the bottom half of the 3rd. Missoula trails by 2. 2-0 is the score on ESPN Radio Missoula.
At Western Cider, it's all about great cider, good times, and community. As the official cider of the Paddleheads, Western Cider has a game day deal that can't be beat. Stop by the tasting room on any home game day. Show your game ticket, buy 1 cider and get 1 free. Kick back and enjoy a cheese or charcuterie plate with your cider. Then take a quick walk over the California Street Bridge to cheer on the Paddleheads. Western Cider, 501 North California Street, open 4 to 8 Monday through Thursday, and noon to 8 Friday through Sunday.
Last week on the ESPN Roundtable, Montana Grizz linebackers Jace Lewis and Marcus Wellnell joined Colter Nuanez in studio.
Well, the defense, I mean, we say that every year is how are we going to replace these guys, but Coach Barron and the rest of the defensive staff always does, and they just reload and keep the defense at the highest level they can. So it's always fun to watch and see how well they succeed, and they'll be a solid defense again this year.
Tune in to the ESPN Roundtable every Wednesday in the 5 o'clock hour on Nuanez Now. Brought to you by Paradise Falls.
The things we ask you to do to win prizes has certainly changed, but one of the most consistent and desirable prizes here on Nuanez Now has never changed. Every Wednesday, you can tune in for your chance to win a dozen wings from the Desperado Sports Tavern and Grill. Desperado offers the best wings in the city of Missoula. Be sure to tune in every Wednesday during the 4 o'clock hour to 102.9 ESPN Missoula Nuanez Now for your chance to win a dozen wings from the Desperado Sports Tavern and Grill. The Desperado Sports Tavern and Grill proudly presents Wing It Wednesday on ESPN Radio.
This is Missoula Paddlehead Baseball on 102.9 ESPN Radio.
Rolling along here, Allegiance Field, Ogren Park. We're in the bottom half of the 3rd inning now. Jared Akins will try to kickstart this Paddlehead offense, trailing by a couple. Akins, Henderson Perez, and Brandon Boning will see his professional debut swing in the bat. First pitch to Jared Akins is taken for a ball. Touched on the Glacier Range Riders taking on the Billings Mustangs. Ogden and Boise also in action tonight as the 1-0 misses outside to Akins. Then Grand Junction facing off with the Idaho Falls Chuckers. Also have 1 game already in the books on this Thursday. 2-0 pitch is a checked swing, a ball missing low. Was the Rocky Mountain Vibes facing off with the Northern Colorado Owls, and for the 2nd day in a row, the Owls are victorious from a game earlier this afternoon. 3-0 pitch to Akins, knee-high, called a strike. So Akins will not take a 4-pitch walk, trying to lead off this inning with a base runner. 13-7 win for Northern Colorado over the Vibes. Slow roller to the right of the mound. Castro comes off the mound, throws to first in time to get Akins. Nicely done by Castro coming off the mound, fielding that one to keep Akins off the bases. Good start to that at-bat for Jared Akins, getting in a 3-0 count, but all for naught, as Henderson Perez will now jump into the box. Perez, the DH in tonight's game, seeing Nick Gatewood get the start defensively behind the plate. Right-handed batter. First pitch to Perez is in on the hands, just a bit inside for ball one. Perez was the opening day starter at catcher for Missoula. Saw Nico Pacheco last night. 1-0 pitch to Perez, fouled away to the right. It was a productive night last night for Pacheco offensively. Had a couple of hits, one of which included a 2-run home run in the late innings as the Paddleheads tried to fight their way back into the game last night, falling by just 2 runs. 1-1 pitch to Perez. This one laced down the left field line, and that is a fair ball. Perez is going to make his way to second. The throw is nowhere near in time, and Perez has got himself a double with 1 out in the inning. Nice swing by Perez, able to handle that pitch and lace it down the line. It's Brandon Boning will now have an RBI opportunity in his first professional at-bat. Boning, a rookie, seeing his first action out of Cal State Northridge. Just concluded his collegiate career a few weeks ago, did Boning. Talk about a whirlwind. Right-handed batter is Boning. First pitch is a swing and a ground ball through the left side. A base hit for Boning. They're going to wave Perez around. The throw goes into second base. Boning is safe. Perez comes in to score. And the Paddleheads have the lead. Missoula goes into the lead. They trail by 1. 2-1 the score on the RBI base hit for Boning. How about that? His first professional at-bat, he drives in a run and advances to second on an error out in the outfield. Jake Malik struggled with it and left. That's why you saw Perez come around to score. Because I think that they probably would have put the stop sign on Perez at third base otherwise. But it ends up working out for Missoula. You gotta love that moment. Got a nice ovation from the fans as well. They announced on the PA system that was Boning's first professional hit. So got a nice ovation from the crowd. What a cool moment. As Watley lays down a drag bunt attempt and he bunts it foul. No doubt about it, Watley was trying to bunt for a hit in that spot, but couldn't keep it fair. Always love to see that. And what a crazy story. I mean, you think about it. Here's a kid who just finished up his college career at Cal State Northridge in Southern California. Not even a few weeks later, he's suiting up in Missoula, Montana, professionally, as the 0-1 pitch is hit down the left field line. This one looks to be in amongst the patrons, and it is on that grassy knoll. Looks like there's quite the party going on down the left field line. It's one of few party areas featured at Allegiance Field, Ogren Park. Another is out in the right field area, the Blackfoot Party Deck. 0-2 with 1 out. Paddleheads on the board here in the third inning. Score now 2-1. 0-2 the count to Watley with 1 out. Boning at second. The pitch on the way is swung on and missed. Breaking ball. Watley swings over the top of it. That's the second out of the inning. Will now come down to Lamar Sparks to see if the Paddleheads can knock this game up at 2 runs apiece. Lamar Sparks hit the ball hard in his last at-bat. Reached on an infield hit as it was scored. First pitch on the way to Sparks is up high for ball 1. 1 ball, no strike counts. And another reason why, touching on important to get the offense going earlier in the game, is try to chase the starting pitching for Great Falls. We've seen the Voyager bullpen struggle once they've gone to the pen. The 1-0 to Sparks is a ball ripped down the left field line. That's a fair ball. It's going all the way to the wall. Boning will easily score. Sparks headed to second. The throw there is not in time. Sparks was able to keep the back foot on the bag as well. That's a double, and this game is tied. What a shot by Sparks. Good start to the game for him. He's now 2 for 2, and this game is tied at 2. Missoula will look to keep it rolling now with Cam Thompson jumping into the box. Seeing some loud contact. Saw some lasting as well. Nick Gatewood hit one right on the screws, but hit into that power alley in right center, was able to be tracked down by Malik. Thompson 0 for 1. Another RBI opportunity, 2 runs in the bottom of the third for Missoula as Castro delivers. First pitch called strike on the outside. Looks like a sinker. 0-1 the count. Great night for baseball here in Missoula. The breeze has seemed to have subsided a bit, mostly clear skies. What makes this ballpark so special, nights like this. 0-1 pitch is up high, gets by Emanuel briefly, but not far enough to allow Sparks to try to advance to third. And that's a situation where why test it? Sparks has got a ton of speed as it is. With there being 2 outs, Sparks is moving on contact anyway, so you wouldn't want to end the inning on the bases, especially making the final out of an inning at third. 1-1 to Cam Thompson. The pitch. Check swing. This one kicks to the right. Sparks does take off, and he takes third. So that one's seeing Emanuel's momentum being taken away from third base. That's why you see Sparks take off that time. So it would have taken a almost perfect throw from Emanuel to get him. That moves Sparks 90 feet closer, but a 2-strike count now on Thompson, 1-2 with 2 away. Pitch on the way, up high, evens up the count at 2. So Missoula answers the early offensive success from the Voyagers in the first 2 innings with a pair of runs here in the third. Brandon Boning drove in the first run on his first professional at-bat. Gets his first professional hit. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. A breaking ball down below the knees. Thompson swings after it, and that is the end of the inning. But Missoula ties things up here in the third. We are headed to the top of the fourth in a 2-2 tie on 102.9 ESPN Radio and GoPaddleheads.com.
Satisfaction is guaranteed when you choose Missoula Realty. Locally owned and operated, the team at Missoula Realty has over 100 years of combined experience. As the old saying goes, it takes a village. And in this real estate market, it takes a team. See the difference a team can make. Call Missoula Realty today. Missoula Realty has a solution for every single client, from the experienced investor to the first-time homebuyer. But hey, don't take our word for it. Read unfiltered testimonials and reviews from our past clients online at ratedagent.com. Missoula Realty, 406-549-0094.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking a question.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that. Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Missoula has always held a wonderful reputation as a runner's haven, a place where those who like to jog along the river and those that like to bound around the trails thrive. From the dedicated weekend warriors of our Montana communities to the exceptional college and high school running talents from across the Treasure State, many of the best athletes are the runners in and around western Montana. Tune into Nuanez Now, twice a month for River City Runners, a local segment about the Montana running community. River City Runners is proudly presented by Zootown Sports Cards.
What's up? This is Sammy B, the MC for your Missoula Paddleheads. Thanks for listening to Paddleheads Baseball on ESPN Missoula 102.9 FM.
Tie game as we enter the fourth here on a Thursday night in Missoula. Still 3 more nights to check out the Paddleheads coming up this week to roll through your weekend. First weekend in the month of June. Tomorrow night, a very fun night lined up here at Allegiance Field, Ogren Park. Will be Pride Night, honoring the LGBTQ community. It's been Pride Week around the city of Missoula, Pride Month across the country as well, the month of June. You can come out and celebrate the LGBTQ community with the Paddleheads tomorrow. 7 o'clock first pitch, and the first 750 fans into the ballpark will get Paddlehead logoed rainbow socks. So pretty cool deal. 0-1 pitch to Michael Deeb is popped up. Left side, foul territory. Looks playable, though, for Cam Thompson. Drifting a bit towards the dugout. He's got it for out number 1. So Michael Deeb sent packing. Seems like Neely is starting to get into a groove now on the hill. After seeing a couple of innings where he allowed 2 runs on the first and second, seems to be finding it a bit on the mound. And really that second inning wasn't about loud contact either. Saw the solo home run in the first. Just a couple of seeing eye ground balls. Here's Riley Jefferson. First pitch to Jefferson is inside for ball 1. Touchdown, the Glacier Range Riders facing off with Billings. Action concerning Northern Division teams in the Pioneer League. The 1-0 pitch is hit well by Jefferson down the left field line. Looking up, and this ball is fair and gone off the bat of Riley Jefferson. So just like that, Great Falls jumps back in front. Launching one down the left field line is Riley Jefferson, and the score is now 3-2. Impressive swing of the bat there from Riley Jefferson. Going opposite field to left, off of Neely. For Riley Jefferson, that's his second home run of the season, 4th RBI. And Great Falls gets themselves right back out on top, as Eddie Mccabe will now jump into the box. Open stance from the right side for Mccabe. The first pitch on the way is swung on and missed. Pitch on the outer half, big hack by Mccabe, came up empty. Right when you think Neely's settling in, gives up the home run. The 0-1 pitch. Line drive left side over Watley's head and into left field. Made a leaping attempt to try to get to that ball, but Watley couldn't track it down. It's back-to-back hits for the Voyagers, and they keep the momentum going in this inning. With 1 man on, that moves things along for Derrick Colebush. First pitch from Neely to Colbush, called strike on the outside. No ball, 1 strike count to Colbush. Oh, 0-1. Mccabe on at first. Neely delivers. This one in on the hands for ball 1. 6 hits for Great Falls. 4 on the other side for Missoula. The Voyagers once again take the lead at 3-2 here in the top of the 4th. 1-1 delivery on the outside corner. Good pitch from Neely off speed. Makes the count a ball and 2 strikes. The home run ball, big factor early on for Great Falls. 2 home runs. 1 coming in this inning. 1-2 now the count as Neely looks for his 3rd strikeout. The 1-2 pitch is grounded to the right side. Coming in is Boning. His only play will be to first, and he does get the out at first for the 2nd out of this inning. Moving up to second base, though, is Mccabe to get himself in scoring position with 2 outs. An RBI chance for Nick Emanuel, who will jump into the box. Emanuel tired in his first at-bat. Now 2 for 12. This is 4th game of action for Tommy Thompson and the Voyagers. Did come up with a big 2-out hit in last night's game. First pitch to Emanuel misses away for ball 1. Ball, no strike the count. Early success for these Voyagers. Coming in with a record of 6-2. They're fighting once again with the Paddleheads here on this Thursday night. 1-0 pitch on the way is swung on and missed. Fastball makes the count a ball and 1 strike with 2 outs. Neely peeking at second. Mccabe there. The 1-1 on the way as the ball hits center field. Coming in is Lamar Sparks, still coming in. He can't get there. Here comes Mccabe to the plate. The throw is to the right of home. Scoring is Mccabe. Advancing to second is Nick Emanuel. So for the second night in a row, Nick Emanuel comes up big with 2 outs and an inning to add on. And Great Falls gets the 2-run lead right back in this half frame. Score now 4-2. Impressive early on from Great Falls, seeing Missoula answer the early run scored by the Voyagers in the 3rd inning to tie the game at 2, kind of seemingly taking the momentum with it. But the Voyagers come right back in the top of the 4th. They put themselves right back out on top again. Here's Adam Oviedo with a man on at second. First pitch is up high for ball 1. And it comes from an unlikely source as well in Emanuel. Emanuel typically is out there as a defensive catcher, not a guy you think of swinging the bat. Did not have a great average a season ago, but 2 nights in a row, 1-0 pitch is swung on and fouled off by Oviedo. Evens up the count, but 2 nights in a row, Emanuel coming up in clutch situations with big hits to drive in runs. What more can you ask for from number 8 hitting catcher being so productive the last couple nights? 1-1 now the count to Oviedo, who is 0 for 1. Pitch on the way is down low for ball 2. And they've been making Neely work as well. These first 4 innings, 7 hits allowed. We're not done with this 4th. Neely has stick to the game plan for the most part, trying to stay away from these hitters. The 2-1 is a line drive up the middle. Sparks coming in on the run is going to make the catch. Well struck with 2 outs, but Sparks able to track that one down in center field, and that is the conclusion of the top of the 4th. But not before the Voyagers put 2 more runs on the board. They have the lead right back again, 4-2 the score, headed to the bottom of the inning.
Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer Equipment is a local, family-owned business and proud sponsor of Missoula PaddleHeads baseball. Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer carries a wide variety of truck and trailer accessories, gooseneck and dump equipment. Anytime you want to maximize your flatbed, have hauling needs, require specialized fabrication, or need trailer repair, get the job done right. For professional advice, go to the experts at Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer Equipment, 5680 Expressway in Missoula, or check out their inventory at www.rmtte.com.
The Well Women's Business Center is looking to fill 2 AmeriCorps Vista service positions. The Well WBC wants to help build your professional portfolio while you give back to the state of Montana. Positions include Community Outreach Coordinator and Online Community Coordinator. Don't let a lack of professional experience of training hold you back from applying. The Well WBC is looking for recent graduates to help build professional experience with a priority on flexibility, working from home and support. Learn more online at wellwbc.org under careers.
Coulter's got beef.
Let's disqualify every single thing that happened to Barry Bonds from 2000 through 2007 when he retired. He still hit over 400 home runs. He still won multiple MVPs. He still hit 40-plus home runs 5 times before he ever started taking steroids. If you want to eliminate every single thing that you possibly can after he started taking steroids, that's fine. He's still first ballot Hall of Famer. I'm never going to get over it. Barry Bonds is the best baseball player I've ever seen in my life. He should absolutely be in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Nuanez Now, every weekday at 4 p.m. on ESPN Radio Missoula.
ESPN Radio for Western Montana. KKVU HD3 Stevensville and 102.9 FM on K275BS Missoula. We now return to Paddlehead Play-by-Play on ESPN Radio.
Jason Newman to the plate to try to get the offense rolling again for the Missoula Paddleheads as the Voyagers have a counterpunch. After Missoula ties the game in the bottom half of the 3rd inning, they scored 2 runs in the top half to get the lead right back at 4-2. Newman, Gatewood, and then Greenwalt in this half inning. First pitch to Newman is a ball hit well. Left field. This one back towards the wall, and it's gone. Jason Newman A laser home run to left field. That ball was cremated. Now a one-run game. It's 4-3. That ball got out of here in a hurry. That lit this crowd up. Home runs on back-to-back nights, and Newman starting to figure it out at the plate. Here's Nick Gatewood. First pitch to Gatewood on the way. Ball tapped foul, right side. Gatewood does have plenty of pop at the plate himself. He hit the ball hard. In his first at-bat into right center field, it was tracked down by Malik. 0-1 now the count to Gatewood. The pitch on the way from Castro is low for ball one. Even count, a ball and one strike to Gatewood. So a good battle in the first couple innings here in Missoula. Teams going back and forth. The 1-1 pitch is tapped foul again by Gatewood. Not sure how Gatewood got the bat on that. Seemed to be pretty well off the plate. A ball and two strikes now the count to Nick Gatewood with Greenwalt on deck with nobody out. Castro comes home with this one. It misses inside to even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Gatewood. Off the bat, Newman hit that ball. I didn't think it had a chance to get out of here because it was a line drive. Thought it would hit off the top of the wall. 2-2 pitch, grounded to the shortstop. Oviedo has it cleanly to the left of second, throws on to first to get Gatewood for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 4th. That will send Greenwalt into the box. Greenwald's 0 for 1 in the game. 3 1/3, 3 runs, 5 hits now for Castro on the mound. First pitch, a called strike at the knees. 0-1 count. Bullpen quiet for Missoula down the left field line, so we'll see Neely most likely for one more inning in the 5th. The 0-1 pitch to Greenwalt is taken low for ball 1. Had a little bit of a problem seeing that pitch for a second. That's because Paxton was right in front of me, standing up saying hello to a fan. Hey, Pax, get out of the way. 1-1 pitch is to the backstop. Makes the count 2 balls and a strike. You missed the broadcast last night. Paxton had one little between-innings snafu. They rolled out a new promotion in between innings, the hot dog toss. Seen T-shirt tosses. The 2-1 pitch on the way is fouled off. At Centene Stadium to give away T-shirts, they have one of those T-shirt cannons they shoot up into the crowd. That was funny. In the last homestand, they had the T-shirt cannon with too much juice in Great Falls. So they were launching these T-shirts, and they were going like up above the concourse, like on top of the stadium, as Greenwalt hits one sharply off the glove of Oviedo, able to get it back, throws on to first in time to get Greenwalt. So nice job by Oviedo to stick with that play at shortstop. Kind of saw it go off the web of his glove, was able to regather and throw on to first to get Greenwalt. A well-struck baseball as well from Keaton Greenwalt for the second out. This will now send Jared Akins into the box. So now a one-run game once again. Both teams on the board here in the 4th. Paddleheads seeing a home run from Jason Newman as Akins takes a breaking ball for a strike. At the knees on the outer half, the count is 0-1. 4-3 now the score. Missoula still trails. 0-1 on the way is low. Evens up the count at a ball and a strike. Despite trailing, I think the Paddleheads probably don't feel too bad about where they are, considering the success they've had against this Great Falls bullpen, as the 1-1 pitch misses outside. 2 ball, 1 strike count to Akins with 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th. Henderson Perez, who doubled in his last at-bat, would be next in this inning if Akins can get aboard. 2-1 delivery on its way. Swing and a miss at a changeup. Evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Castro set up from the first base side, comes home. Fastball way up high, makes the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. The one thing about last night touched on the outing from Zach Smith the night ago. He really saved a lot of those bullpen arms the night ago, despite Munch not making it through the third inning as the 3-2 was swung on and missed by Akins. A breaking ball low and away ends the inning. Paddleheads do put a run up on the board thanks to the big fella Jason Newman, his 3rd home run of the season, a solo shot down the left field line. And we've got a 4-3 contest headed to the top of the 5th. You are listening and watching Paddleheads Baseball on ESPN Radio Missoula and GoPaddleheads.com.
You would think an especially cold winter would be followed by a cooler than usual summer, right? Mother Nature? Logical? Too funny. Luckily, Liberty Electric is here to even the score. Whether you need an electrical upgrade so you can finally install that air conditioner system you've been dreaming of, or maybe just a few ceiling fans will do the job. The professionals at Liberty Electric are here to help. This summer, don't get caught wishing for winter. Stay cool with the help of Liberty Electric. Call 541-WIRE. That's 541-9473.
What's up, Montana? Colter Nuanez from Nuanez Now, your recently anointed Montana Radio Sportscaster of the Year, checking in with you to tell you that at ESPN Missoula, we are thrilled to announce that we will now be broadcasting Nuanez Now from the Northwest Motorsport Studio. Northwest Motorsport is new to Missoula. Located at the corner of Mount and Stevens, Northwest Motorsport has the largest inventory of trucks in the Pacific Northwest. Be sure to tune in to Nuanez Now, live from the Northwest Motorsport Studio each weekday from 4 to 6 p.m. right here on 102.9 ESPN Missoula.
Basketball court are wet because the players kept dribbling on it.
The dad joke, corny, groan-worthy, but also one of the simplest ways to share a moment with your kids.
What did the Buffalo say when he dropped his son off for school? 5, 7.
So take a moment to make your kid laugh, because dad jokes rule. Make your kid laugh today at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Away from your radio? Stream Paddlehead Baseball live on 1029ESPN.com or on the TuneIn Radio app. Now, back to the ballpark.
Fourth inning begins with the Voyagers sending the top of the order to the plate against Neely. First pitch on the way is taken outside for ball 1. So Braden Daniel gets things started. Daniel, Malik, and Atwood. Quiet start offensively so far for Braden Daniel, 0 for 2. 1-0 pitch from Neely on its way. This one popped up left side. Going out into the outfield, Akins underneath it in front of the warning track. He's got it for out number 1. That one hit a mile high by Daniel. Maybe just missing that one. Jake Malik now stepping into the box. First out is recorded. That's one thing Neely has done a pretty good job of, is keeping the leadoff men off the bases. There is some action going in the Paddlehead pen just in case down the left field line. First pitch on the way, check swing, foul, left side. Count now 0-1 on Jake Malik. There's nothing happening in the Voyager bullpen down the right field line. And we've seen the Voyagers trust their starters quite a bit, letting them go 6-7 innings for the most part. 0-1 taken away, evens up the count. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jake Malik. Malik, a great start to this game, 2 for 2. Hit a solo home run to get the Voyagers on the board. In the first inning, the 1-1 pitch is cut on and missed. Down below the knees, good pitch from Neely. Count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Also singled sharply to right. In his last at-bat, that was in the second inning. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count to Malik, with Atwood waiting next. The 1-2. Fastball, strike 3 on the outside corner. Got him looking. Great pitch from Neely right on the black. Borderline pitch, but a great pitch to make in a 2-strike count. And there are 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. A 1-run game. Neely would love to get a quick 1-2-3 frame, get his team back into the dugout, kind of try to quiet the waters a little bit. Looking at this Voyager offense. First pitch on the way to Andy Atwood is hit off the end of the bat, left center field. Moving in is Sparks. He's going to make the catch on the move, and that is the inning. 1-2-3. Nice inning for Neely, going through the first 3 batters of the Voyager order, and this remains a 1-run contest as we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Score is 4-3. Voyagers lead, but the Paddleheads will look to take their first lead of the game after this.
New to Missoula, your home improvement company offers full-service remodeling of windows, doors, bathtubs, walk-in tubs, and showers. Customize your home with quality craftsmanship to create the home of your dreams. Before you start your project, visit the showroom, discover top-performing brands, and the newest innovations. Your home improvement company is open and hiring. Get the best pay and benefits you deserve by providing world-class products and outstanding service. Your home improvement company, now open and hiring in the Southgate Mall next to Shields.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
When Regine Seabrook joins Colter Nuanez in the studio, you know what you're going to get. A unique perspective, insightful observations, and plenty of laughs to go with it.
Matt Ryan in the last year or two, you know how lasagna noodles look like when they come out of a box? When he's walking back there and Matt Ryan's got that weird elongated giraffe neck, I'm a long neck, you know, like Land Before Time style. When he moves around, he looks like a moving lasagna noodle. Oh my God. I'm just saying, man.
Catch Regine Seabrook once a week on Nuanez Now, 4 to 6 p.m. on ESPN 1029 Missoula.
Hey, this is manager Michael Schlack, and you're listening to Missoula Paddleheads Baseball on ESPN Missoula 102.9.
Bottom 5 here in Missoula. Henderson Perez bounces the first pitch he sees, foul off to the left. As we return in a 1-run game, Great Falls has led the majority of the way, was tied briefly in the bottom of the 3rd, only to watch the Voyagers take the lead back in the top half of the 4th inning. The 0-1 to Perez, grounded foul again, left side. Count now 0-2 on Henderson Perez, who doubled down the left field line and later scored. Part of a 2-run rally for Missoula in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Perez, Boning, and then the top of the order, 8-9-1 spots. The 0-2 on the way is down low in the dirt, blocked by Emanuel. A ball and 2 strikes now, the count to Henderson Perez. 4 runs on 7 hits for Great Falls, 3 runs on 5 hits for Missoula. The 1-2 pitch on the way is a ball hit straightaway left field. Drifting back is Malik at the wall. He makes the catch up against the wall in straightaway left field. So Perez gives that one a ride to left. Almost sees that one go out of here. We've seen a couple. We've seen 1 home run from Newman and a couple of hitters flirt with one also on the Paddleheads side. Nick Gatewood's hit one to the wall in right center, and that one to the wall by Perez. In general, seeing a good amount of loud contact facing Castro. Here's Brandon Boning. First pitch on the way to the rookie. Called strike. Boning came up big. The man at second base, it was Perez, picked up his first career hit in his first game and first at bat. 0-1 pitch, called strike on the inside. 0-2. That's one of those moments you just can't really put a price tag on something like that. That's something he'll probably remember for the rest of his life. The 0-2 pitch to Boning is up high. 1 ball and 2 strikes now the count to Brandon Boning. 4-3 game. Number 9 hitting Boning, trying to get himself on base to breathe life into this inning, especially with the top of the order coming up here in the bottom of the 5th. Castro throws this one in the dirt. 2-2 now the count on Boning. More action tomorrow night, Friday night. Get your weekend started. Pride night here at the Yard. Pride week here in Missoula. Paddlehead celebrating the LGBTQ community tomorrow night. 2-2 pitch on the way is fouled off to the right by Boning. Count stays even at 2-2. First 750 fans into the ballpark tomorrow will receive the commemorative socks, the rainbow socks, with Paddlehead logo on there. 2-2 pitch is hit high in the air, left center field. Playable for Malik, who comes in a bit and makes the catch in medium depth left center field for the second out of the inning. 2 outs, base is empty. Here comes the top of the order now as Watley will step in. Watley 0 for 2 so far with a strikeout. One of 3 strikeouts on the mound for Castro, who will look for a quiet 5th inning here. Scoreless top of the 5th for Great Falls as well. Pitch to Watley. Off speed, change up, called to strike on the outer half, 0-1. There is activity going in the Missoula pen, as there was in the last half inning as well, as Watley sees this one drift foul over by the Great Falls bullpen down the right field line. Nothing in 2 the count now on Watley. Have to just a bit. 0-2. Watley waits. Castro rocks and throws. This one grounded back to Castro on the mound. Gloves it, throws to first in time. And that is the conclusion of the 5th inning. 1, 2, 3 go down the Paddleheads here in the bottom of the 5th. Headed to the top of the 6th. Great Falls leads by 1. 4-3 is the score. We got more coming up after this.
If you or someone you care about is living with memory loss, Missoula Aging Services is here for you. A variety of low-cost memory care support services are now available to help people in Missoula and Ravalli counties live with dignity and independence. If you have concerns about memory loss, call Missoula Aging Services at 728-7682 or visit our website at missoulaagingservices.org.
Teasers, parlays, props, futures, if you can think of it, you can bet it at Sportsbet Montana kiosks. Here at ESPN Missoula, we're helping you narrow down those limitless options with all betting all the time. Our sports betting segment, sponsored by Sportsbet Montana. Tune into Nuanez Now from 4 to 6 p.m. every weekday, where we will explain the lingo and analyze lines on everything from Major League Baseball to the NBA and NHL playoffs. Brush up on your knowledge with all betting all the time on Nuanez Now. Then hit the nearest Sportsbet Montana kiosk and let it ride.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Away from your radio? Stream Paddlehead Baseball live on 1029ESPN.com.
Michael Deeb will get things started for us here in the top of the 6th. In a 1-run game, it's Neely who comes out to start this inning for Missoula. First pitch to Michael Deeb is outside for ball 1. So Neely looking to stretch this start out a bit more. Part of the reason why I'm sure Schlack sent him back out there is because he had a solid 5th inning. 1-0 pitch, cut on and missed. Evens up the count, a ball and 1 strike. Looking at the pitch count, that not a huge deal, only at 61 pitches. Michael Deeb in the box is 0 for 2 thus far. The 1-1 delivery on its way. This one swung on and a pitch in the dirt. Makes the count a ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 now the count on Michael Deeb. As Neely looks to once again keep a leadoff man off the bases. 1-2 offering to Michael Deeb is taken just outside for ball 2. That one did not miss by much. Neely thought it was strike 3. So did Gatewood behind the plate. Neely kind of started walking to the right of the mound, thinking it was going around the horn. 2-2 on the way to Deeb. Taken inside, and Deeb gets hit by a pitch. So that's a free pass. Hit batsman puts on the leadoff man in the top of the 6th inning. And that must be frustrating for Neely after going into a 2-2 count. And Schlack is not waiting around. He immediately comes out of the dugout, and he is making a change. So a pitching change coming here in the top of the 6th inning. Nobody out. Leadoff man is aboard. Neely departs. Come back with more baseball after this in a 1-run ball game in the top of the 6th.
Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer Equipment is a local, family-owned business. Skip Koprivica Golf Tournament. For $80 per player and $320 per team, you and your squad will get an 18-hole scramble, lunch, and a chance to win a ton of great prizes. Help raise money for the golf programs at Big Sky, Hellgate, Sentinel, and Loyola by playing in the annual Skip Koprivica Tournament at the Missoula Country Club Monday, June 13th.
ESPN Radio for Western Montana. KKVU HD3 Stevensville and 102.9 FM on K275BS Missoula. This is live play-by-play on 102.9 ESPN Missoula, your home of the Missoula Paddleheads.
Turning here on ESPN Radio Missoula, 102.9 FM, back here in the top of the 6th inning. 1-run game. Voyagers lead 4-3. Pitching change occurring here in the top of the 6th after Michael Deeb was hit by a pitch. Sam Hellinger is out there. Riley Jefferson in the box. He swings and misses, or swings and fouls it back. Third appearance out of the bullpen for Hellinger. Faced the Voyagers on that road trip at Centene Stadium. Couple of very nice outings for the right-hander. 0-1 count to Riley Jepson. Pitch on the way is bounced foul towards the Paddleheads dugout on the left side. Count quickly 0-2 on Jepson. Jepson back into the box, waving that bat around. Setting. Deeb, a fair size lead away from first. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball misses upstairs. One ball and 2 strikes the count to Jepson with Mccabe on deck. 4-3 contest. Hellinger throws this one off the plate away. 2-ball, 2-strike count in a 4-3 game. peanut inning coming up that always seems to provide some action for the Paddleheads offense. Try to keep it at a one-run game. Runner takes off in a 2-2 count. This one fouled to the left. So Deeb will go back to first. That looked like a hit and run put on by Tommy Thompson. Two ball and two strike count. Target in from Gatewood. Throw over to first, checks on Michael Deeb. Pretty quick move. Going over to first base. One of a number of pitchers that hails from the Pacific Northwest area is Hellinger, 27 years old, Seattle, Washington, Gonzaga University. 2-2 pitches low and inside. Full count now on Riley Jefferson. If you're Hellinger on the mound, you definitely don't want to walk Jefferson and put two runners on and nobody out in this inning. This becomes a big pitch here. Deeb reached with Neely still on the hill. See if Deeb takes off. He does. The payoff pitch is fouled off by Jefferson. Jefferson sure seems to be seeing it pretty well the last couple of games. Touched on the night he had in game one, a 3-hit effort. Battling here in the top of the 6th inning. Voyagers have led for most of the way, but not by much. It's been a tight game all the way through. The payoff. Taken. Strike 3. Fastball in the outside corner. Jefferson knew it. Great pitch from Hellinger to make it the first out. Cannot quite close the book on Neely, as he is responsible for the runner on at first base as Eddie Mccabe jumps into the box. 4 runs on 7 hits, 3 runs on 5 hits for Missoula as Mccabe swings and misses at the fastball. Nothing in 1 the count with 1 out in the inning. Pacheco. Here's the pitch. This one is low, and Deeb is actually going to be able to take second base. Looked like the Voyagers had a hit and run on, and Deeb was about to be thrown out at second, but Gatewood couldn't put an accurate throw to second base. So the Voyagers catch a break in that spot. 1 ball and 2 strikes now the count to Eddie Mccabe with a man in scoring position at second and 1 out. I beg your pardon, not a 1-2 count, an 0-2 count. They had incorrect count on the scoreboard. Pitch on the way, 0-2, cut on and missed. A fastball up above the belt. Mccabe couldn't keep the bat back. And Hellinger's got 2 strikeouts in the first 2 outs he's gotten here in this inning. As Derrick Colebush will now jump into the box. Rookie outfielder, a chance to make something happen here with a man in scoring position. Get the lead back up to 2. Hellinger throws. This one a ground ball to the left of second, right to Watley. Gets a good hop, throws on to first, and that will do it for this half inning. So the hit batsman does not come back to bite the Paddleheads here in the 6th. We are headed to the bottom half. 1-run game, 4-3 the score. Peanut inning on tap here on 102.9 ESPN Radio and GoPaddleheads.com.
Hey, we've all been there. You're in the middle of something important, and then boom, power goes out. But what if it didn't? What if you skipped the candles and flashlights and just carried on with your day? With a Kohler generator, your power stays on even when the utility power goes out. So your food stays fresh, your home stays powered, and you stay happy.
Get a reliable Kohler generator at Remote Power Systems.
At Western Cider, it's all about great cider, good times, and community. As the official cider of the Paddleheads, Western Cider has a game day deal that can't be beat. Stop by the tasting room on any home game day. Show your game ticket, buy one cider, and get one free. Kick back and enjoy a cheese or charcuterie plate with your cider. Then take a quick walk over the California Street Bridge to cheer on the Paddleheads. Western Cider, 501 North California Street, open 4 to 8 Monday through Thursday, and noon to 8 Friday through Sunday.
In Italian, Taglieri means to cut in two. How fitting, because when you visit Taglieri Deli, Missoula's best sandwiches are so mountainous, you'll certainly need to cut them in half. From the Food Network to the best of Missoula, the public has spoken, and Taglieri Deli in Missoula has the best sandwiches in the entire Garden City. If you haven't tried Taglieri or you're craving a delicious sandwich, either stop into the deli located next to the roundabout at Higgins and Beckwith, or tune in to Nuanez Now every Tuesday for your chance to win. Taglieri Deli and ESPN Missoula providing you free sandwiches every Tuesday.
This is Missoula Paddlehead Baseball on 102.9 ESPN Radio.
Always got to let Sammy B get in some peanut chance when we roll into the peanut inning. Bottom half of the sixth. Missoula needs some runs, trailing by 1, 4-3 the score. Lamar Sparks starts things off in the box. First pitch called strike on the inside. Castro still out there pitching here in the sixth. Neely started the sixth inning as well, only faced one batter. As time is called, look out at the last minute. Castro threw that one into the backstop netting. Honestly, I'm surprised that the umpires granted time in that situation. It looked like Castro was already going into his motion when Sparks had called time. 0-1 on the way is a ball lifted down the left field lines, got some hook to it into the corner. This one foul. Malik gave chase, going all the way towards that protective concrete barrier down the line. But it was foul. Count 0-2 on Sparks. A great start offensively for Lamar Sparks. He's 2 for 2 with an RBI. The 0-2 pitch is just outside. Castro did not miss by much. Right-hander on the hill, 5 runs allowed, 3 Ks so far. His team's out in front. The 1-2 to Sparks is grounded foul left side past hitting coach Jeff Lyle, who did not move an inch, and that ball was hit close to him. He didn't even flinch. That ball went by him. Granted, it wasn't hit that hard. Still, human reaction, you expect something. 1-2 pitch to Sparks. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. Up above the belt. That records out number 1. That's strikeout number 4 for Castro. That will send Cam Thompson into the box. Paddleheads just looking for some momentum for the peanut inning to get these fans into it. All it'll take is one base runner, and then the crowd will really start jumping on the Voyagers. Both bullpens are quiet. First pitch to Thompson is way outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strike count to Cam Thompson. Thompson's been pretty quiet the last couple of games. Quiet start to this one as well. He's 0 for 2. Bottom 6, 1-0 pitch. Way outside into the backstop again. Makes the count 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0, 1 out. Thompson waiting with that bat near his shoulder. Castro is ready. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a foul. Tip at the plate. 2 ball, 1 strike count now to Cam Thompson. As Missoula looks to once again try to battle back from behind. Kind of been the theme against this Great Falls club. Much tighter game than what we saw last night to start, though. 2-1, swung on and missed. Off speed from Castro gets Thompson out in front. He's having trouble picking up the breaking stuff and the changeup. is Thompson. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Peanut hitting, bottom of the 6th. 2-2 to Thompson. Swung on, just tipped at the plate. Thompson just got a piece of that one. Kind of changing the eye angle, so to speak, and on that last pitch. He went low and in on the previous pitch, goes outside. That last one, Thompson just gets the bat on it. Another 2-2. This one laced foul down the left field line. Back onto that grassy knoll. It's always fun watching all the little guys out on that grassy area. It seems like that's where a lot of them end up. Chasing around foul balls, sliding down the hill. Sometimes even the bullpen pitchers will mess around with kids. Good deal. Fun for everybody. 2-2 is a ball hit to the right of second. Atwood has it, throws on to first, and Jefferson's able to keep the back foot on the bag for the second out of the inning. The throw is a bit wide, but Jefferson was able to get that back foot on the bag. And we've seen a number of nice plays by Riley Jefferson, the first baseman, in this stretch against the Voyagers. He's been able to show off the glove work and the nimbleness, stretching out. Remember once in Great Falls, the first pitch to Jason Newman, a big swing and a miss. Pitch on the outside makes it 0-1. For Jefferson, almost went into the splits, it seemed like, stretching out at first. No, that wouldn't work for me. Oh, boy. 0-1 pitch to Newman. Check swing, a ball missing low. Newman hit a laser home run. In his last at bat, he's 1 for 2. His third home run of the year, and he's hit 2 homers in his last 2 games. The 1-1 pitch misses low and away. 2-ball, 1-strike count. Coming into this series here in Missoula, Newman had been struggling a little bit swinging it, but the last 2 games with those home runs, seems like he's starting to come out of the funk. The 2-1 pitch. Foul, straight back. Pitch on the inside. Evens up the count now to Newman. 2 outs. 2 outs, nobody aboard. 2s everywhere here in the 6th inning. Voyagers lead this one by 1. 4-3 is the score. Voyagers offense has been quiet the last couple innings. A 2-2 pitch skied into the left center field. Hit pretty well. Braden Daniel drifting back. He's at the wall. He reaches up, and this baby is gone. Jason Newman, left center field, hits his 2nd homer of the night. Break out the paddle in the hat. It's a tie game. Peanuts for everybody. What a shot that was. Newman golfed it out of here. That pitch was low, below the knees. Newman got enough of it to get it out. What an impressive swing of the bat. 3 homers in his last 2 games. Stay hot, Jason Newman. Here's Gatewood. First pitch to Gatewood. Big swing and a miss. He was thinking about going back-to-back. Strike 1, 0-1. What an impressive swing with 2 outs by Jason Newman. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a foul at the plate. Count quickly, 0-2 with 2 outs. Thought for a second that Daniel may have had a chance to bring that one back in left center field. He made a leaping attempt. He couldn't come up with it. The 0-1 pitch. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Gatewood goes down on 3 pitches, and that's the end of the inning. But with an exclamation point, the Paddleheads tie the game thanks to a solo home run from Jason Newman, his 2nd of the night. And we've got a new game headed to the 7th. Battle of the bullpens coming down the stretch. Who will have the upper hand? We'll start to find out after this.
The great outdoors is meant to be explored. Road tripping to the mountains, finding the perfect trail, enjoying that breeze with the windows down. Summer equals truck season. Make sure you're able to find your next lifted adventure with the rig from Northwest Motorsport. With a huge selection of over 1,400 vehicles to choose from, your next adventure is waiting right around the corner at nwmsrocks.com. That's Northwest Motorsport. Trucks, and more trucks.
High school sports are as American as apple pie. And going to a game or meet is a chance to see the stars of tomorrow shine today. But as anybody who's ever attended a high school sporting event in Montana knows, you can't have the stars without the stripes. High schools are currently looking for new officials in almost every sport. Who looks good in stripes? Anybody looking for a way to stay connected to a sport they love. If you like the idea of giving back to your community while earning a few extra bucks, chances are you'd look good in stripes too. We want to hear from you. We need to hear from you. No officials means no games. No stripes means no stars. And what kind of America would that be? Montana needs more high school officials. Go to highschoolofficials.com to sign up or learn more. That's highschoolofficials.com.
Back to live local play-by-play on 102.9 ESPN Missoula.
Welcome back in here. Legion's Field, Ogren Park, top of the 7th. We are knotted up at 4 runs apiece. With Nick Emanuel getting this half inning started, 8-9-1 spots for Great Falls in this half inning. First pitch of the frame on the way. Fastball poured in for strike one. 0-1 the count. Hellinger back out there for his second inning. And he's done that for the most part when he's come out of the bullpen. Thrown 2 3-inning stints. 0-1 delivery. Low and outside evens up the count at a ball and a strike. Jason Newman, big part of the offense. 2-homer game. First multi-homer game for any Paddlehead player this year. The 1-1 is fouled off to the left. All of a sudden, Newman's hit 3 home runs in his last 2 games. Power numbers were a big part of the success last year. Been a little bit slower getting the home run ball going here in 2022. Maybe Newman starts to usher that back into the fray here this season. 1-2 the count to Emanuel. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Good pitch down below the knees to get out number 1. As Emanuel is sent packing, now 1 for 3 in the game. Had an RBI base hit his last time. That was the last time Great Falls was on the board in the 4th. They've been kept pretty quiet since. Next man up will be Adam Oviedo with 1 out. Oviedo 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Pitch on the way, fastball up above the belt, just a hair, makes the count a ball and no strikes. Both teams looking for an upper hand in this 6-game slate. 2 teams splitting first 2 games. The 1-0 delivery on its way. Swing and a miss. Fastball blows it by him. Evens up the count at a ball and a strike. Be back in action tomorrow night for Pride Night, celebrating the LGBTQ community. First 750 fans coming into the ballpark get special commemorative socks. 1-1 pitch, fastball, you bet, on the outside. Makes the count a ball and 2 strikes. Then on Saturday, another fun night at the ballpark, Star Wars night. Fans will be broken up into sections representing either the light side or the dark side. There will be interactive games through the night. 1-2 pitch to Oviedo is fouled back. Team will also be wearing special Star Wars commemorative jerseys as well. They've been showing the reveal video at the ballpark as the game's been rolling on. You can check out that video on social media, showing off the threads that the Paddleheads will be wearing for Star Wars night. 1-2 is the count to Oviedo with 1 out. Pitch on the way from Hellinger. It's low. Makes the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Top of the order, Braden Daniel coming up next for Great Falls. And a tie ball game, 4-4 here in the top of the 7th inning. What a nice night here in Missoula. Mostly clear, not much wind. The 2-2 pitch is on its way. This one in the dirt. Makes the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. And this is more like it. We've seen some pretty cool weather to start the season. This is the type of weather you expect out here in the Garden City this time of year. Saw a few little thunder cells kind of move through the area this afternoon, but not much. The 3-2 is hit down the right field line. Greenwald moving over is going to have to play this one off the base of the wall. Got a good jump on it. Throw over to second base is away from the bag. So that allows Oviedo to slide in safely with a double. Here come the Voyagers right back again. That's one thing they've done a good job of in this game. When Missoula has had some offense, the Voyagers have quickly come back. As Braden Daniel will now step in with a man in scoring position and 1 out. Braden Daniel so far quiet in the game. 0 for 3. Stark contrast to last night, a 4-hit night for Braden Daniel. Trying to do something here with a man in scoring position. First pitch is a fastball up high for ball 1. Some action has started in the Paddlehead pen down the left field line. Quentin Longry, a left-hander, just got up. 1-0 is the count to Daniel. Pitch on its way. Knee-high strike on the outside part of the plate. Good pitch there to even up the count at 1. May only be the first 10 games of the season, but this game feels like a little bit more of like a late season contest. 1-1 delivery. In the dirt, gets by Gatewood. That allows the runner Oviedo to move up to third base. 2-1 now the count, with now a runner on at third. Sure, a lot of folks kind of multitasking on sport department. Busy night. Got baseball, Stanley Cup playoff hockey, and the NBA Finals all going on tonight. Warriors hosting the Celtics in Game 1 of that series in San Francisco tonight. 2-1 pitch, foul back by Daniel. 2-2 now the count. With the Voyagers now having a runner on at third and less than 2 outs, surely a strikeout situation. Jake Malik waits on deck for the Great Falls Voyagers. And it will be interesting to see. With Malik being a left-handed batter, 2-2 pitch is on its way. Did Daniel go around on check swing? They appealed to third. No, he did not. Pretty close. Pretty darn close. But the count runs full. So it'd be interesting to see what they do with Malik on deck. Longry getting ready, a left-hander. Could see him potentially go to Longry to face Malik, set up a lefty-lefty matchup. Big pitch here, 3-2. Here it comes to Daniel. This one just tapped foul. Just got a piece, did Braden Daniel. Pitch on the inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Remains the count. Top of the 7th. A man on at third and a tie game. 4-4 tie. It's been tight all the way to this point. Largest lead for either team was 2. Briefly stood after the second inning. Once again in the top of the 4th. Both instances, that lead did not last long, though. The payoff again. Another foul off by Daniel. Continues to hang tough in this at-bat with a runner on at third and less than 2 outs. Good at-bat here from Braden Daniel with a man on in scoring position. Putting up a fight. 3-2 pitch on its way again. Misses outside. That's ball 4. Daniel draws the walk. There are now runners on at the corners. Now this sets up this situation for Jake Malik, who's already homered in the game, did so in the first inning. RBI chance here with runners on at the corners. Here comes Michael Schlack out of the dugout. Looks like they're going to do what I kind of alluded to. They will bring in Longry to face the left-handed hitting Jake Malik. So Quentin Longry will now be out there on the hill for Missoula. This half inning, he will look to keep this game tied. Been a good start to the season so far for Longry, lefty out of Southern California. This is his 5th appearance already out of the bullpen for manager Michael Schlack.
I am Jeff Laporte, an orthopedic surgeon and the medical director of the Missoula Bone and Joint Surgery Center. I am here to welcome you to our new state-of-the-art facility in Missoula, Montana. Since we opened, the feedback from our patients has been very positive. Our goal was to build a facility that helps us provide the best surgical services by increasing access to patient care and also providing high-quality orthopedic surgical services. In addition to the usual outpatient procedures we have done for years, we can also offer joint replacement surgery and spine surgery with the option of an overnight stay. Research shows that patients' outcomes are better if they return home soon after surgery. Our board-certified orthopedic surgeons, anesthesiologists, and support personnel are committed to providing the highest quality of care at our new state-of-the-art facility at Missoula Bone and Joint Surgery Center.
Missoula Bone and Joint. Quality care from people who care.
First pitch of this at-bat makes the count 0-1. Boise Hawks also with the lead over Ogden in the 6th inning. Score is 9-1. Last game in action, Idaho Falls Chuckers facing off with the Grand Junction Rockies. The 0-1 pitch in the dirt, blocked by Gatewood to even up the count to Malik. Chuckers won a wild game last night. Both teams in double digits. 15-14 was the final. Tonight, Chuckers lead 5-0 in the top of the 6th over Grand Junction. 1-1 count to Malik. Long rethrows. This one in the dirt, blocked again by Gatewood. 2-1 the count now to Malik. There is one out in the inning, with runners on at the corners. Oviedo, who doubled, stands at third. Daniel, who walked, stands at first. Jake Malik, the batter in the box, who is 2 for 3. Mentioned the solo home run, also singled to right field. Those were in his first 2 ABs. The 2-1 from Longry, check swing, strike on the outside part of the plate. Called strike, to clarify, was not on the check swing from Malik. 2-ball, 2-strike count with 1 out. Definitely a strikeout situation. Or a ground ball. Be relatively tough to turn it with Malik running. He does have some speed. The 2-2 from Longry. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball on the outside part of the plate. Big second out in this half inning. It's Longry picks up a big second out here in the top of the 7th as he tries to stand tall to keep the Paddleheads knotted up at 4 with the Voyagers. Andy Atwood will now come into the box. Atwood has been a strong offensive weapon overall this season for Great Falls, but quiet here tonight. First pitch to Atwood, fastball, does not get the call. Missed the outside for ball 1. What a entertaining couple of games we've had the last 2 nights between these two. Tightly contested games coming down to the end. 1-0 from Longery is in the dirt, blocked by Gatewood. Advancing to second is Daniel. That's not the important thing. It was Gatewood keeping that ball close to home so it didn't give Oviedo an opportunity to try to come home from third. That was a big stop by Gatewood behind the plate. Yes, now runners on at second and third base, so a hit would mean 2 runs in all likelihood instead of just 1. But for now, Gatewood stops any runs from coming in as there's a line drive, base hit into right center field. That will score 2 runs as Atwood's going to try to stretch it to a double and will. More 2-out success for the Great Falls Voyagers, who have the lead back now at 6-4 here in the top of the 7th. That's been a big story for Great Falls the last couple games. Success with 2 outs. Nick Emanuel, a big swing with 2 outs in this game. And now Atwood, a hit with 2 outs. Great Falls now 2 for 6 in at-bats with runners in scoring position. Here's Michael Deeb. Pitch from Longery is inside and it hits him. Second hit batsman of this inning. That'll put runners on at first and second with 2 outs, and that'll send Riley Jefferson into the box, another left-handed batter. But 6-4 game as the Voyagers are on the board for the first time since the 4th inning. First pitch on the way from Longery is in the dirt to make the count 1 ball and no strikes. Give the Voyagers credit. They have been here to fight these first 3 games, and this is a confident ball club. No question about it. 1-0 is the count. Longery a peek to second base. Delivery on its way. This one line foul down the left field line. Evens up the count at a ball and a strike. Dan Swain, a right-hander, just got up and started throwing for Missoula. There's still nothing happening in the Great Falls pen. 1-1 is the count to Riley Jefferson. Target outside from Gatewood. The pitch from Longery is low for ball 2. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Longery able to get the 1 out, but last couple batters, he's struggled with the control a little bit. 2 balls and a strike now the count to Jefferson. Jefferson, another solid night swinging the bat. He's 2 for 3. 2-1 pitch from Longery is lined but foul down the left field line. So this one will be onto the grassy knoll. A number of people going after that one. Bodies flying everywhere. Got to be a bit careful at grassy knoll. It's a hill, so it's kind of on a slant. You can go for a little bit of a ride down that hill. Not in a good way. The 2-2 pitch is lined down the left field line. That's a fair ball. That's going to probably score a pair. In for sure is Atwood. They're going to wave around Deeb as well. Here comes the relay to the plate. It's not in time. And that's a 2-run double from Riley Jefferson. And it's now a 4-run top half of the 8th inning for the Great Falls Voyagers. Largest lead of the night for Great Falls. The Voyagers are getting to a reliever in Longery that's been fantastic to this point. And all the damage has been done with 2 outs in this inning. Here's Eddie Mccabe. Longry peeks to second. The pitch on the way to Mccabe is in the dirt. Advancing to third is Jefferson on the play. 1 ball, no strike count. Throw did go over to third base, forcing Jefferson to slide, but not much of a chance to get him there. You can just tell Longry just does not have good feel for his stuff in this inning. It's been in the dirt, hit a batter, just has not been the same guy we've seen to this point this season. The 1-0 pitch is fouled off to the right. Give credit to the Voyagers, though, as well again. Coming up big with 2 outs. Adding on, we've seen the struggles of the bullpen. They need as big of a lead as they can get. Right now it stands at 4. 1-1 the count to Mccabe. Pitch from Longry. Slider got the call. On the outer half, makes the count a ball and 2 strikes. Longry just trying to stop the bleeding in this inning. That double from Jefferson just felt like a backbreaker to make it a 4-run deficit. The 1-2 pitch is a little bloop. Shallow center field, that one's going to get down. If that double didn't feel like a backbreaker, that little Texas leaguer did. RBI single for Mccabe. That is now a 5-run lead. 9-4 now the score with the Voyagers out in front. A 5-run 7th inning. The big inning didn't come in the early going for Great Falls. Comes here late in the 7th, changing the trajectory of this one. Had been tight all the way through to this inning, but Great Falls breaks out. For the second night in a row, they've got a 5-run rally. As Derrick Colebush, swings and misses. First pitch in this at-bat makes the count 0-1. We've touched on how successful the bullpen has been for Missoula. Not tonight. 0-1 pitch from Longry. Fastball misses away. Evens up the count at 1. Because going into this inning, being a tight game, sure, a lot of folks in the Paddleheads dugout felt that they had the advantage, having a much stronger bullpen, at least numbers-wise, but as the runner takes off on the 1-1 pitch, throw down to second base, and Mccabe slid down underneath the tag. It's a swing and miss strike by Colbush, so the count now 1-2. But Mccabe gets himself into scoring position. Last 3 batters have come up, all with 2 outs, all with RBI hits, to get 5 runs home for the Voyagers in this half inning. 1-2 the count. Pitch on the way from Longry is in the dirt. 2 ball, 2 strikes. Just does not have feel for it on the mound. Not keeping track, but there's been quite a few pitches in the dirt in this inning. 2-2 with 2 outs. In what is now a 9-4 game. Pitch on the way is outside for ball 3 to Colbush. The inning continues. We would see Nick Emanuel bat. He does. Be the second time in this inning. Great Falls batting all the way around here in this half frame. Another payoff. This one fouled off to the left again. Count stays at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Back and forth we went for the first 6. Great Falls trying to put a stamp on it in this inning. 3-2 up the middle, another RBI single. Voyagers just keep on adding in this half inning, as coming in to score is Mccabe, and Derrick Colebush has an RBI single to make it 10-4. What a run from the Voyagers with 2 outs in this half inning. 6 runs, all of them with 2 outs. Unbelievable. As Nick Emanuel will jump into the box, and this is going to be it for Longry. As Schlack is going to go to the bullpen once again. But The wheels falling off for this Paddleheads pen. Here in the top of the 7th, 6 runs coming in to score, and the Voyagers now are in control, leading 10-4 here on 102.9 ESPN Radio.
Hi, I'm Dave Lapham. I was motivated to have surgery because I can no longer do the things I love doing without the pain. I had a total knee joint replacement surgery, and I'm so happy with the care that I received. The surgery went so well, I was up and walking within a few hours and went home the next morning. I would recommend Missoula Bone and Joint to anybody who wants to keep being active without the constant pain. I loved having surgery at an outpatient setting so I could recover at home, and I can't wait to get back to my outdoor activities.
4 pitches going into this at-bat against Aikens. But DeBose just started throwing, so wouldn't imagine that we'll see DeBose come out right away. Paddleheads saw DeBose as a starting pitcher in that series last weekend at Centene Stadium. 2-0 is the count to Aikens. Greenwald at first. The pitch on the way is hit well into left center field. Moving over is Malik. Got a good jump, and he makes the catch on the move for out number 1. Nicely done by Jake Malik in left center field, tracking that one down. There's one down here in the bottom of the 7th inning as Perez will now step into the box. Henderson Perez. That's been another interesting thing looking at the success of the Voyager offense. With that big inning kind of playing a big role in the success of their offense overall. First pitch to Perez is cut on and missed. Makes the count 0-1. For last night, the 5-run rally in the 3rd saw 6 consecutive batters reach. 6-run rally here in the 7th saw 5 in a row reach. The 0-1 pitch on the way to Perez is fouled off to the right. Pretty good night offensively for Perez. He's seen Castro well. He has a double down the left field line in his last at bat. He took Malik back to the wall in left field. Ball was caught, so 1 for 2. But good jolt from Perez. The 0-2 pitch on the way is ball hit to the right of second. Atwood has it, flips to Oviedo for 1. On to first, that's a double play. That is the end of the 7th inning. A hit batsman in the frame, but that does not come back to hurt the Great Falls Voyagers, and they continue to lead by 6th, headed to this 8th inning.
There is a reason customers go back again and again to DeMorris Buick GMC Mercedes, Missoula's most trusted dealership and proud sponsor of Missoula PaddleHeads baseball. DeMorris high-end service shop is unmatched in diagnostics, diesel maintenance, and repair, serving generations of satisfied customers. DeMorris Buick GMC Mercedes is your area Sprinter van headquarters for the Montana outdoor lifestyle. Check out demorris.com for new and pre-owned inventory or stop by 3115 West Broadway.
New to Missoula, your home improvement company offers full-service remodeling of windows, doors, bathtubs, walk-in tubs, and showers. Customize your home with quality craftsmanship to create the home of your dreams. Before you start your project, visit the showroom, discover top-performing brands and the newest innovations. Your home improvement company is open and hiring. Get the best pay and benefits you deserve by providing world-class products and outstanding service. Your home improvement company, now open and hiring in the Southgate Mall next to Shields.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my country safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Montana Army National Guard. Aired by the Montana Broadcasters Association and this station.
ESPN Radio for Western Montana, KKVU HD3 Stevensville, and 102.9 FM on K275BS Missoula. Now back to Paddlehead Baseball on 102.9 ESPN Radio Missoula.
Top of the order coming up for Great Falls here in the top of the 8th inning. La Rosa will continue this relief stint for the Paddleheads. Missoula trying to just make sure this lead doesn't get any bigger. The final 2 innings offensively. First pitch to Braden Daniel is taken at the knees for strike 1. On the outside, 0-1 now the count to Daniel, who is 0 for 3 with a strikeout so far. Number of players, however, having great nights offensively for the Voyagers, obviously, with them in double digits, 10-4 score. 0-1 to Daniel, misses up high and outside. Ball and a strike now, the count to Daniel. For Riley Jefferson, a 3-hit night. Eddie Mccabe, also with 3 hits. Jake Malik with 2. 1-1 pitch is a ball hit well left side, through the left side, past Watley. That's a leadoff single for Braden Daniel, reaching base for the first time. And if you're the Voyagers, why not just keep on adding on? As Jake Malik will now jump into the box. Malik 2 for 4. A run scored and a run driven in. Malik got the Voyagers on the board, a solo home run back in the first inning. LaRosa now will deal with Daniel at first. The first pitch is away, and it's outside for ball 1. Run in the first, run in the second, 2 in the fourth for the Voyagers. Then they were quiet for the 5th and 6th innings before exploding in the 7th. For Missoula, 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, and 1 in the 6th. The 1-0 pitch is low to make the count 2 balls and no strikes. There is nothing happening in that Missoula pen down the left field line, so it is all LaRosa in this half inning. With the deficit sitting where it is, you wouldn't expect anybody else to come out of the pen, at least this inning. 2-0 is the count on Malik. Pitch on its way. Fastball not close. 3-0 the count. Sandy Atwood waits on deck. Three and 0. LaRosa trying to find it. And this at-bat doesn't want to put 2 on with nobody out. The pitch on the way is up high again for ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to Jake Malik puts 2 runners on with nobody out. It has been a long 2 innings for this Missoula bullpen, as Andy Atwood will look to make it hurt even worse. Middle infield looking for a ground ball. Atwood with average speed in the box. Pitch on the way is fouled straight back. 0-1 count. Fastball challenge from LaRosa. Atwood seemed to be on it. Pitch was on the outer half. 0-1. 10 runs on 13 hits for Great Falls. 4 runs on 6 hits for Missoula. And the bulk of those hits for the Voyagers have come in the last 2 innings. 0-1 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Fastball off the plate. Atwood goes after it. Now LaRosa in an 0-2 count. See what he decides to do here. They try to keep it on the outer half. 0-2. Michael Deeb waits next for the Voyagers. Pitch on its way. Inside, almost hits Atwood. A ball and 2 strikes the count. If it did hit Atwood, it pretty much would have summed up the night. Get into an 0-2 count, thinking like you're just about ready to get out of the jam, and boom. Punch you in the mouth. As the 1-2 pitch is down low, they'll peel to second, no swing. Atwood watched that one go by, checked his swing as the count now evened up at 2. This becomes a big pitch now for LaRosa. Don't want to go into another 3-ball count. 2-2 the count to Andy Atwood. LaRosa's got what he wants from Gatewood. The target outside. The 2-2 on its way. This one, roller to second. Watley to first. Double play. 4-6-3 double play. And that is exactly what LaRosa was looking for. Eats up a bat of Andy Atwood as well. Nasty pitch on the inside part of the plate. That one goes boning Watley Newman. 4-6-3. Michael Deeb will now be the batter with 2 outs. Still 1 runner on base. It's Braden Daniel at third. Atwood now 1 for 4 in the ball game, as Nick Gatewood had to go to the dugout to get something. I think he had something going on with his glove. But everything's all good now as Deeb steps in 0 for 2. He did reach in his last at-bat, was hit by a batter. Part of that 6-run barrage. In his 6-run game, the Voyagers out in front. First pitch on the way, gets by Gatewood. This will allow Braden Daniel to come in to score to add on to the lead. Score is now 11-4 in favor of Great Falls. More success with 2 outs. Yes, Michael Deeb didn't get a hit to drive in Braden Daniel, but it just adds to the storyline of Great Falls' success with 2 outs. Just tuning in, mentioned the 6-run rally in the 7th inning. 1-0 pitch to Michael Deeb on the way, swung on and missed. Evens up the count at a ball and a strike. But the rally from Great Falls in the 7th, a 6-run rally. All 6 of the runs came with 2 outs recorded. 1-1 with 2 outs. The pitch to Deeb is down low. Bounces out in front of home plate as well. Nobody on base. The count 2 balls and a strike to Michael Deeb. So the success with 2 outs. Huge part of this game. Overall, tonight, Great Falls 5 for 12 in at-bats with runners in scoring position. 2-1 pitch on the way is a line drive base hit to right field for Deeb. Michael Deeb picks up his first hit to keep the ball rolling with 2 outs. At this point, if you're to ask Great Falls, it'd be like, well, we should just start our offense up with 2 outs every inning. The way they've been able to have success, it really is crazy. So Riley Jefferson will now step in. (11-4) contest now. Pitch to Jefferson is low. So the only thing that wild pitch did was take an RBI basically away from Michael Deeb, who was able to record a hit in that at-bat anyway. Would have just been another RBI with 2 outs for the Voyagers. 1-0 pitch to Jefferson is low and inside for ball 2. Jefferson having another fantastic night swinging the bat. He has been smoking hot last couple games. 3 RBIs tonight, and he's 3 for 4. Laced a double down the left field line, part of that 6-run rally, a 2-run double. In his last at bat, the 2-0 pitch is skied into center field. Drifting a bit into left center as Sparks in the park. He makes the catch. In medium depth left center, and that will do it in this half inning. Voyagers on the board again. Score now 11-4. Headed to the bottom half of the 8th inning on 102.9 ESPN Radio and GoPaddleheads.com.
If you haven't been to the Eagles Lodge lately, come on in and enjoy Fiesta Night. Every Tuesday starting at 5 o'clock, the Eagles is serving up authentic Mexican cuisine and Fiesta-themed drink specials starting at 5. When you stop by for lunch or dinner, meeting friends to play trivia or sing karaoke, proceeds enable the Eagles Lodge to make generous donations to local fundraisers and charities like CASA and Big Brothers and Sisters. Everyone is welcome at the Eagles on South Ave next to Rosars.
Satisfaction is guaranteed when you choose Missoula Realty. Locally owned and operated, the team at Missoula Realty has over 100 years of combined experience. As the old saying goes, it takes a village, and in this real estate market, it takes a team. See the difference a team can make. Call Missoula Realty today. Missoula Realty has a solution for every single client, from the experienced investor to the first-time homebuyer. But hey, don't take our word for it. Read unfiltered testimonials and reviews from our past clients online at ratedagent.com. Missoula Realty, 406-549-0094.
The Kiwanis Club of Missoula is excited to share with our community that the annual Kiwanis Pancake Breakfast fundraiser is back. With safety in mind, they will host the Pancake Breakfast outside Saturday, June 11th at the PaddleHeads Stadium from 8:30 to 12:30. In honor of their 101st anniversary as a Kiwanis Club serving Missoula, the community is invited to join in on the annual Pancake Breakfast fun for free. It's the Kiwanis Club Pancake Breakfast, Saturday, June 11th at Ogren Park.
You're listening to Paddlehead Baseball, ESPN Missoula.
Well, it's going to take a heck of an effort coming down the stretch for the Missoula Paddleheads in this Game 3 opposite the Great Falls Voyagers. Voyagers looking to take a 2-1 lead in this 6-game slate. They're in the driver's seat right now thanks to a big rally in the 7th inning. Score 11-4 as we return here in the bottom of the 8th. We've seen Missoula have success in late inning situations. Bad news is that the Paddleheads have gotten right on the doorstep, trailing by a number of runs. They've come up just short. The Voyagers have just kept on using a similar blueprint. Offense finds a way to strike big in one inning. It will be the 9-1-2 spots coming up in this half inning as Brandon Boning will lead things off. One hit for the Rook in his professional debut. So far, 1 for 2. Boning, Watley, and then Lamar Sparks in this half frame. New pitchers on the hill as well. C.J. DuBose has taken the mound for Great Falls. First pitch from DuBose on the way is low for ball 1. So DuBose kind of fitting into this utility bullpen role. You'll probably see him go out there for the final 2 innings for the Voyagers, try to bring him home. 1-0 is the count to Boning. The pitch on the way, swung on and missed. Good pitch with some sink there from DuBose. This is DuBose's 3rd appearance overall. Had 1 start, 7 innings pitched, 9 runs allowed, or 6 runs rather, 5 of them earned. In those appearances, the 1-1 delivery is bounced foul left side to make the count a ball and 2 strikes. DuBose was the losing pitcher last Saturday night. Start against the Paddleheads, went 6 innings, gave up 7 hits on 5 runs. The Paddleheads' 9-1 victory over Great Falls. That's the only time Missoula has gotten the best of the Voyagers. Pardon me, the second time, as Missoula also won Game 1 of this series. But so far, advantage Great Falls. Matchup between these two teams. Hasn't so much, and it's too early to tell who will have the upper hand for the season, so to speak, or the half. 1-2, the pitch on the way is low for ball 2. Let's keep in mind also, the Paddleheads dealing with some injury issues as well, trying to work in some rookie infielders to try to fill in for players like Anders Green and McLean O'Connor, both on the shelf with injuries. That doesn't help. But also, start of the season, you're still trying to figure things out, find your identity. The Voyagers seemingly have found theirs already. The 2-2 is down low for ball 3. And it's a lot of returners from a season ago, and it was a long season in 2021 for these Voyagers for large parts of the year. So I'm sure it's a very motivated bunch, especially facing a club like this in Missoula that had the upper hand against them for many games. The 3-2 fouled off by Boning. More action going in the Missoula pen. Nathan Alexander, a right-hander, is up for the Paddleheads. Another 3-2 upcoming to Brandon Boning. Here it is. Swing and a foul at the plate. Boning did just get a piece. Watching it live, I thought that was a swing and a miss by Boning, that he did not make contact, but somehow did just get wood on it to stay alive. 11-4 advantage for the Voyagers here in the bottom of the 8th. 3-2 count. Boning trying to lead off this inning with a base runner. Swing and a miss. Fastball on the outside on the 3-2 gets Boning swinging. 4 out, number 1. As Watley will now be the batter. Watley stepping back into the box now. Missoula's offense, for the most part, has been quiet the last 4 or 5 innings. Not been on the board since the 6th. First pitch to Watley is up high. The run that came in the 6th inning was a solo blast from Jason Newman, so it wasn't Paddleheads putting a lot of good at-bats together. That's been the difference in the game. The Voyagers were able to put a bunch of good at-bats together in one inning. The Paddleheads did not, as the 1-0 misses outside to Watley to make the count 2-0. Still have 5 outs to play with to try to put these runs on the board, do the Paddleheads. They'd like to start sooner rather than later. 2-0 the count to Kevin Watley. DeBose throws. The 2-0 misses outside. Count now 3-0 on Watley. Sounds like game 1 of the NBA Finals is in the books. Kind of a topsy-turvy game, it sounds like. Saw the Warriors up at one point close to 15 points, but they dropped game 1 to the Boston Celtics. 3-0 pitch is outside for ball 4 and a 4-pitch walk to Watley. Watley will meander on down to first, and the Paddleheads have life here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. With a man aboard with 1 out, that will send Lamar Sparks into the box. Sparks, a good start to this game offensively, a couple of hits. Try to keep the line moving here in this inning as he takes one low from DeBose. 5 in a row out of the zone for the right-hander. Alexander looks pretty much ready to go. Most likely will pitch the 9th for the Paddleheads, who trail by 7. The 1-0 pitch from DeBose. That's 6 in a row out of the zone. Ball 2, low and away to Sparks. That's the last thing you want to do if you're DeBose on the mound. Your team leading by 7 runs, start putting guys on for free. 2-0 is the count. There is 1 out in the inning. Sparks waiting, the 2-0 on its way. This one swung on, popped up, foul ground, looks playable for Jefferson on the first base side, and it is. As he drifts behind the first base coach's box and makes the catch to record the 2nd out. Sparks retired. Not what Sparks was looking for in that spot. Now 2 for 4 in the ball game. And a 2-0 pitch pops it up into foul territory. Sure, he would have liked a better effort in that, AB. That's baseball. Just got to hang with him. Put your head down, and hopefully it turns out better your next at bat. Here's Cam Thompson with 2 away. Watley at first. Pitch to DeBose is hit high in the air. Deep right field. Going back, looking up. And this ball is gone. Cam Thompson runs into one to right field. The home run ball has been there tonight for the Paddleheads. That's 3 home runs. 5-run game as Thompson will touch them all for the 3rd time this season. Home run ball for Thompson. And the Paddleheads do cut it to an 11-6 game. That will send Jason Newman into the box. Newman 2 for 3 with a couple of RBIs. Mentioned the solo home run he had back in the 6th inning. Seen the Voyagers put crazy innings together with 2 outs. Do the Paddleheads have a big 2-out rally in them? First pitch to Newman. Swung on, grounded foul, left side. Count now, a ball and no strikes. Said it was Thompson's 3rd home run of the year. Actually misspoke. That was home run number 2 for Cam Thompson down the right field line. 0-1 the count to Jason Newman. DeBose throws the 0-1. This one in the dirt. Evens up the count at a ball and 1 strike. So if you're going to pull something out of this ball game, one thing that's kind of starting to show itself once again for the Paddleheads this night is the home run ball. It was such a huge part of their success last year. 1-1. Pitch on the way to Newman is inside for ball 2. And yes, last season was last year. You can't completely put all your weight on last season, obviously. This is a new team, a new challenge, new everything. But with a lot of returners from a season ago, why not try to do some of the things well that you did a year ago? 2-1 pitch, low and away to Newman. Makes the count 3 balls and a strike. Nick Gatewood would be next if Newman finds his way aboard. 2 runs in this half inning for the Paddleheads, thanks to a 2-run shot from Cam Thompson. 11-6 now the score. Voyagers still out in front. 3-1, DeBose throws. This one is knee-high, called strike 2. Newman thought it was off the plate away, but got the call. Did DeBose? A couple of umpires behind home plate also disagreed with the call. Still 3 more games coming up between these two teams through the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. A lot of fun to be had here at Allegiance Field, Ogren Park. 3-2 on the way is strike 3 on the inside part of the plate. That is the end of the inning. Jason Newman pleads his case as he walks back to the dugout, but we are through 8 here at Allegiance Field at Ogren Park. 11-6 advantage for the Great Falls Voyagers over the Missoula Paddleheads. We got the 9th inning coming up for you next on 102.9 ESPN Radio and GoPaddleheads.com.
Now, the Montana Club's happy hour features BOGO beverages. Our expertly mixed cocktails, microbrews, domestics, and wine are buy one, get one free 7 days a week from 3 to 5:30. Stop in on Friday for Montini night. Sip on a top shelf martini for only $6, 5:30 to close. When you've worked hard all day and are ready to relax, the Montana Club has got you covered with BOGO happy hour 7 days a week, 3 to 5:30 on Brooks and North Reserve, Missoula.
Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer Equipment is a local, family-owned business and proud sponsor of Missoula Paddleheads baseball. Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer carries a wide variety of truck and trailer accessories, gooseneck and dump equipment. Anytime you want to maximize your flatbed, have hauling needs, require specialized fabrication, or need trailer repair, get the job done right. For professional advice, go to the experts at Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer Equipment, 5680 Expressway in Missoula, or check out their inventory at www.rmtte.com.
The great outdoors is meant to be explored. Road tripping to the mountains, finding the perfect trail, enjoying that breeze with the windows down. Summer equals truck season. Make sure you're able to find your next lifted adventure with the rig from Northwest Motorsport. With a huge selection of over 1,400 vehicles to choose from, your next adventure is waiting right around the corner at nwmsrocks.com. That's Northwest Motorsport. Trucks, and more trucks.
This is Missoula Paddlehead Baseball on 102.9 ESPN Radio.
9th inning begins with the Paddleheads trailing by 5. 11-6 is the score. Coming on to pitch the top half of the 9th inning is a right-hander out of Lake Jackson, Texas. It's Nathan Alexander taking the bump, trying to keep the deficit at 5. Alexander, product of UTSA, University of Texas, San Antonio. Still in affiliated baseball, last pitched with the Boulders in the Frontier League. He's had a pretty good start with Missoula out of the bullpen. He will face Eddie Mccabe to get things started. First pitch from the right-hander. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. Alexander, this is his 3rd appearance out of the bullpen. 4 1/3 innings pitched, 4 hits allowed, 5 Ks, no runs. The 0-1 pitch, fouled away to the right. Moves the count to a ball and 2 strikes. Mccabe to get things started. Count quickly 0-2 on him here. Pitch from Alexander is a ground ball to the right of second, fielded by Boning, who throws on to first in time to get the first out of the top of the 9th inning. As Mccabe is sent packing. That brings Derrick Colebush into the box. 6, 7, 8 spots in the process of coming to the plate. Derrick Colebush in the game is, as this pitch misses outside. Eddie Mccabe, another one of those batters that is really swinging it well, now 3 for 5. One of 4 batters with multi-hit games for the Voyagers. 1-0 pitch to Colbush evens up the count at a ball and a strike. 1 out in the frame, top 9. Voyagers doubling up the Paddleheads hit total, 14 hits. In tonight's game, 1-1 pitch is high for ball 2. 2 ball, 1 strike count with 1 out in the inning. There's some action going in the Voyager pen down the right field line, so it doesn't look like it'll be C.J. DuBose for the 9th inning. Maybe partially because he didn't seem to have his best stuff in the last half inning. Giving up the 2-run blast to Cam Thompson. That was after he struggled with control a bit as well. 2-2 pitch to Colbush is bounced first base side under the glove of Newman and passed into right field. Base hit. As 2 players had a chance at that one, it went under the glove of Jason Newman, and then Boning couldn't get to it either. Wasn't hit all that hard by Colbush, but he's able to reach base with 1 out. Nick Emanuel will now be the batter. They've put an error up on the scoreboard for that last play. I can't imagine that that's how the official scorer saw that play. So we'll go ahead and assume that that is a hit for, as this ball is off the glove of Alexander. Kind of a wacky play. That ground ball off the bat of Nick Emanuel went off the glove of Alexander, ended up next to Boning. The Paddleheads were able to get 1 out of that. That was kind of a crazy sequence. The ground ball went off the glove of Alexander. Boning was able to get the out at second base. So technically, that's a 1-4 fielder's choice. And looks like we're going to actually now see a pinch runner. Yes, we will. As Emanuel is going to be pinch run for at first. Looks like that's Zane yes, it's Zane Zerbrug running at first base now in place of Emanuel. So Tommy Thompson elects to go for some more speed on the bases here in the top of the 9th with Adam Oviedo coming up. It's a 5-run advantage for the Voyagers. Score sits at 11-6. First pitch to Oviedo is fouled off to the right. Difference in the game now, a 6-run top of the 7th inning for the Voyagers. All 6 runs coming with 2 outs. And I'm sure that inning is going to keep Michael Schlack up for a while tonight. 0-1 pitch on the way is hit pretty well. Right center field, drifting back on it is Greenwald on the warning track. He puts it away for out number 3. Oviedo gives it a ride, but not quite far enough. And the deficit will be 5 for Missoula headed to the bottom of the 9th inning. Will the Paddleheads put up a fight in the bottom of the 9th? We'll find out after this.
The Bell Pipe and Tobacco Shop presents...
Hey, Otis. I heard you're now a musical.
I am what I am.
Yeah, that's right. You're portrayed as a pipe-smoking sailor. Cool. Ever see Popeye suck a mouthful of spinach through his corncob pipe? How's he do that?
Buy a pipe and I'll tell you.
Oh, sure. So
he's a cartoon character.
Yeah, I know. Still, it'd be cool if you could really do that, huh?
The Bell Pipe and Tobacco Shop.
I am what I am.
Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer Equipment is a local, family-owned business and proud sponsor of Missoula PaddleHeads baseball. Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer carries a wide variety of truck and trailer accessories, gooseneck, and dump equipment. Anytime you want to maximize your flatbed, have hauling needs, require specialized fabrication, or need trailer repair, get the job done right. For professional advice, go to the experts at Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer Equipment, 5680 Expressway in Missoula, or check out their inventory at www.rmtte.com. Hey, what's up, Montana? Colter Nuanez from Nuanez Now, your favorite daily sports talk show. I know a great many of you listen to the show during the evening drive time between 4 and 6 p.m. right here on 102.9 ESPN Missoula. But sometimes you might not get to listen to the whole thing, or other times you might not get to listen at all. But that's okay. We got you covered. We podcast each hour of each show. Each and every weekday, you can always find Nuanez Now in its totality on all your favorite podcast hosting platforms. The Nuanez Now podcast is proudly presented by Sportsbet Montana and The Advocates.
ESPN Radio for Western Montana, KKVU HD3 Stevensville, and 102.9 FM on K275BS Missoula.
What's up? This is Sammy B, the MC for your Missoula Paddleheads. Thanks for listening to Paddleheads Baseball on ESPN Missoula 102.9 FM.
Bottom half of the 9th inning coming up. Legion's Field, Ogren Park. And look at this. This is interesting. On to pitch the 9th inning is Andy Atwood. First pitch to Gatewood on the way. A called strike on the outside. So a position player, Andy Atwood, who's had a nice night swinging the bat, tries to do his best Jason Newman impression in the 9th inning. 0-1 pitch is low and in. Even count, a ball and 1 strike. This is a risk, I think, from Tommy Thompson. Yes, they do have a 5-run lead. The 1-1 pitch is a hopper over the top of the mound. No, not over the top. Atwood has it, flips underhand to Jefferson to get the first out of the 9th. Rolling the dice in this inning. Atwood, obviously being a position player, not first thing you'd think of, be on the mound. If he runs into a little bit of trouble, yes, you do have the 5-run cushion, but offense oftentimes is so much about momentum. Just ask the Voyagers in this game. They were just able to keep the ball rolling in 1 inning. That's been the difference. First pitch to Greenwald misses outside. Atwood did face the Paddleheads in mop-up duty in the 9th inning last Saturday, a scoreless inning. The 1-0 pitch swung on and missed by Greenwald. The count is now evened up at a ball and a strike. 1 out, 11-6 game in the 9th inning. The 2-1 is tapped foul towards Jared Akins, who stands in the on-deck circle. Missoula had this game tied at a couple of different junctures, but never led at any point. Had the game tied at 2 in the 3rd inning, and then tied at 4 in the 6th. 1-2 pitch fouled away by Greenwald down the right field line. Checking in on some other scores around the Pioneer League, touched on how Billings just hammering Glacier for the second night in a row. That game in the books. The Range Riders did get on the board finally. Avoided the second consecutive shutout. The 1-2 pitch is a ground ball foul left side. But the first two games of that series have been outscored 21-1 as Billings gets by the Range Riders 13-1. Other final score to report, Northern Colorado defeating the Vibes 13-7. In other ninth-inning action, it's the Boise Hawks leading the Ogden Raptors as the 1-2 pitch misses outside. Evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Boise a 9-4 advantage over Ogden. In the final game in action, bottom of the 8th inning in Idaho Falls at Melaleuca Field, the 2-2 pitch with 1 out is tapped foul left side. Chuckers are shutting out the Grand Junction Rockies 6-0, looking to make it 3 in a row for the Idaho Falls Chuckers. Came into tonight's game at 5-2, or 4-2 rather, at a slow start to the year against Boise. 2-2 on the way is grounded fair to Mccabe at third. He has it, throws across in time to get the out. And I beg your pardon, that's not Mccabe playing third base. Coming in defensively for this half inning, actually making that play was number 11, Colin Runge, making the stop. I didn't catch that it was Runge out there until he just made that play. Got a glimpse, looked over there and saw, wait a minute, that's the long flow over there. That's Runge, not Mccabe. Runge has kind of long, almost kind of surfer hair as Aiken swings and foul tips the first pitch from Atwood. So far, the gamble working out, putting the position player out there for the 9th inning. 2 quick outs, now looking for a 1-2-3, bottom half of the 9th inning to put this one in the books. Paddleheads down to their last out in an 11-6 contest. 0-1 pitch to Aikens is just outside. Evens up the count. Aikens quiet so far to this point, 0 for 3. Home runs doing bulk of the damage so far for Missoula as the 1-1 comes in and it is a called strike. Aikens tried to call time, but it was not granted. Home run for 2 home runs in the game for Missoula. One for Cam Thompson, the other for Jason Newman. 1-2 with 2 away. Paddleheads down to their last strike. Here it comes. This one misses outside. Count now evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 6 runs on 7 hits for Missoula. 11 runs on 14 hits for the Great Falls Voyagers. 2-2 the count. Pitch on the way from Atwood. Strike 3 on the inside part of the plate. And that's your ball game. Thanks to a 6-run rally in the top of the 7th, Great Falls makes it 2 in a row. This game is over, and the Voyagers come out with the win. 11-6 final score. We'll come back to wrap it up after this.